Hello and welcome to the Futro Hidden Movie Gems podcast. I'm your host, Ty Spiker Christensen. My good lord.
Wrong game.
Wrong game. Human lives don't compare to insects' lives. And we've got Jordan Christensen on the podcast.
Resident Evil 4.
Did they say 4?
Oh, good.
I think it just says Resident.
Yeah. I was surprised how you didn't say stranger.
Stranger. Now that's excellent.
I'll buy it at a high price.
I'll buy it at a... Thank you. Yeah, come back anytime. Grant, have you played Resident Evil 4?
I played for 20 minutes maybe.
Well, then you don't know anything we're talking about. Hey, Mr. Kennedy. I was going to quote my favorite little...
The short guy?
Little Spaniard, yeah. Little freaky Benjamin Button guy. Yellow eyes. I think you've been a thorn in my side long enough. He gets a knife through his hand. It's freaking awesome, dude. Dude, Leon's comebacks. Dude, this game is amazing. Guys, it's happening. We're reviewing... I was trying to pull up IMDb, but I'm not sure what it would tell me about Resident Evil 4. I know nothing about this game. Guys, Resident Evil 4.
You can just say it's by Capcom.
By Capcom. And, it came out, 1990?
I don't know, but the first time I played it, Ty, was on the GameCube. Oh my gosh. And this was the game that I had in my closet. I had a little tiny TV, and I had it hidden. And then when I'd hear Dad's feet coming down the stairs creaking, I would quickly turn off the screen. And then I had my giant body pillow in my bed, and I would just wait till he'd open the door and peek in and see the body pillow and think it was me. And then he'd close the door, and then I'd start playing again.
Hilarious. I always thought it was so funny why Mom and Dad always checked on us in the middle of the night. What was the purpose?
Had to see what those kids are getting up to, because turns out Jordan gave us a bad rap. He's like, I'm sure the kids smuggled in a video game console in their closet and is playing it until wee hours of the morning. But maybe that's what they were doing.
But of all the stations I could have had hidden, it's just funny that the GameCube was my poison of choice.
Yeah, it's true.
But yes, so playing this was amazing because the first game I actually played was Resident Evil, the first one, and it was on the DS. And it's really fun because they incorporated little things like you put your hand, you play that knife game where you try not to stab your hand, and you use your stylus and you poke it around your hand and make sure you don't stab it.
Did you have to do anything with the microphone?
Yeah, and then there's a part where you have to give mouth to mouth to this guy, and if you blow too hard through the mic, he bleeds out. It was my first M-rated game, and when I went and bought it at the store, my body was shaking. I was so nervous the lady was gonna say no. Sorry, you're not 18, because she's gonna ask for my license.
That's so funny.
I thought you had to be 16, at least.
Is it 16? I thought it was 18. Isn't it 18?
17.
I think it'd be 17, yeah.
Yeah, 17. And it just depends on where you buy it, because at video game stores in the mall, they always check. Let me see that ID.
Let me see that ID. Hey, kid, how old are you?
Yeah, I think I bought it at a Best Buy, and luckily the girl was nice and let me buy it.
Nice.
Yeah. And then, so playing this the first time in my closet was amazing. Loved it. And I played it 4 times since. And I've got all the achievements. Oh, yeah, because I'm a nerd.
Played it all the way through 4 times. I think I have you beat. I've played this game maybe 6, 7 times now.
What the heck? I did it once in high school, once in college, once... And I did an all-nighter, and I couldn't beat the boss. I played it seriously from beginning to end, no stops, non-stop, playing it through. And
welcoming Cameron Mickle on the podcast.
What's up, nerds?
And we've got Grant Mickle. And Grant Mickle to add some commentary. He's played the game for 20 minutes, so that's why we brought him on here. And Cameron hasn't played at all, which is why they're on the podcast to talk about Resident Evil 4.
Well, have you played any Resident Evil, Cameron?
Never.
Oh, sad. Okay, wait, I was just going to ask you really quick. I tried recommending this to somebody else, and like Grant said, is it too much? Because some people say they hate that you just stand still to shoot.
Yeah,
I love it.
It is way harder.
It's a survivalist game. It's not Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead can suck, man. Seriously, this game is a survivalist game. It's amazing. The controls are perfect. It is the perfect blend of shoot 'em up meets survivalist.
Yes, I agree.
It's
because
what it is.
in the first one, it was all fixed angles, and so this one's
God.
really
Oh,
fun.
I remember watching
angles.
Ty play that on his laptop.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
You're in
I
the
had
mansion.
Evil 1.
Whatever.
I would play that for 7,000 hours.
Yes. That game was insane. That game took 7,000 hours to beat.
Yeah.
And like it was like the most complicated puzzles of all time. Like now you have like YouTube tutorials of people that can play through and you can watch. Back in the day it was
there
like
was no YouTube.
Figure it out.
Yeah, well no, you have to look online and go up and type in FAQ. I was like, what is that? And it was like and then I'd read through tons and tons of lines. I'm like, I don't understand.
Yeah, they literally had like a script of the game all the way through, and it's like, Jill runs to this clock and and you're like, oh, like this is the part I'm at, and then you'd read the plot of the game, and you're like, oh yeah, like I remember that long script. There's like a transcript that's like hundreds of pages long,
like the guides or whatever,
and you'd have to scroll through it and try to figure out like where you were, and you're like, okay, wait, I'm at the graveyard again. Outside in the cemetery, like what do I do now? Like I don't know where to go. I don't know what. And then sometimes it was like go back to the very first room you were ever in. Now that you know this piece of information that you didn't even read in a cutscene or a letter or a memo that you found on a table, you didn't bother to read, and you're like, oh, like it had the numbers. It had like 2 numbers in it, and that was the time of the clock you were supposed to set to open a new doorway. It's just so crazy.
Yeah, the
4 still has some fun puzzles, but it's definitely more of a survivalist game.
Yeah, and the puzzles they made them much easier,
puzzle. And they're super cool too, like cool puzzles. You know, not like that stupid. Hey, I grabbed this item, and now something's coming to kill me, and there's no way to save myself unless I put the item back. I mean, that's insane. That's awesome too, by the way. But Resident Evil 1, I gotta hand it to him. Like, what a revolutionary game, and somehow 4. What installment has the 4th one been the best? I just don't know. Like, and revamped it too. Like, I mean, 1 and 4 are my favorite Resident Evil games. I want to give shout outs to 5. I thought 5 was fun when they introduced co-op. I thought that was a great addition.
That was fun. 6, the controls were janky. It was garbage.
6, dropped off again. I did like 7, or again, it was a new thing. It was like a
first
haunted
person
house thing, saving, first person. I thought was really interesting.
Or is it POV? What is that called?
Yeah, first person POV. It had quite a few more scares than I think I got in Resident Evil 4. Although there's still there's like 2-3 jump scares, Jordan. You know which ones I'm talking
Resident
about.
Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3, the remakes are pretty fun.
Yes, I played Resident 2 all the way through the police station. I thought it was well done. The remastered, it was really cool looking.
I bought the 3rd one, Ty, for PS4. Did you try it yet?
I have not played. Oh wait, the 4th one?
No, they remade Resident Evil 3. I haven't finished it yet.
Oh, the 3rd one? No, I haven't. I'll have to.
It's like Resident Evil 2. It's like literally the same game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Resident Evil 2 is good. I enjoy 1 and 4 probably more.
Yes,
because
me too.
I did play 2 all the way through, and if it's.
Did you know they're gonna remake the 4th one? That's what they say?
Oh gosh, yeah, I did not know that, and hearing that made my heart just pump a little faster. Just a little bit more blood circulating all throughout my body right now, folks. So I love that. I think it's a great game. It's really quotable, and I think it's really cool. The Las Plagas plotline, like it makes the blend between Resident Evil and Silent Hill almost, because zombies are scary in their own right, and you have like Mega Zombie, but like somehow introducing like a parasite zombie-like thing, it was a really good blend because the people have like this bug that bursts through them, and it's like terrifying to watch, kind of like Alien.
I just remember the first time I got you to play this game.
Like, oh.
Maybe you played it with your friends. I don't know. I can't speak for you, but I'm pretty sure the first time I got you to play was the reaction buttons, right? The lasers were coming at you.
Yes,
you have to hit the buttons.
Yes, there's a hallway with these lasers, and I was pretty good. Like I had good twitch muscles, good hand-eye coordination. No, not in
reflexes.
Sports, just video games, folks. Yeah, reflexes, twitch muscle reflexes in my fingers. I'm super jumpy. So, but like, you walk through these lasers, and you have to you have to time it right, and all these lasers are coming at you from across the room. They're like flying at you, and you have to run up the wall and flip over them. It's just awesome, dude. Cool cutscenes, and the cutscenes in this game were so fun because you would be watching it and you'd be assuming you're safe in a cutscene, like a video game cutscene where you're usually like just tuning out. Every single cutscene in like Resident Evil 4 is like you have to be ready to push the buttons because you will die in the cutscene.
Dang.
So it's pretty clever, like because you're watching it like a movie, and you're like, and then someone attacks you, and you're like, I didn't even know I was supposed to play. Like I just thought that was a really cool way to make it more interactive. So not only when you're watching a cutscene, you have to be ready because someone could attack. And sometimes the cutscene would start and you're about to be attacked. So like you just always had to be ready, and it was a really clever way of making you more engaged with the story and with the character and everything. So
yeah, I mean, everything from the gameplay to the survival to the puzzles to the
story. The fetching story's amazing.
Yeah.
Save the president's daughter. It's super simplistic. President's daughter's a bit of a that's okay. We don't judge. And you got to save her, man. Ashley!
Especially if you play it through the second time and you change the costumes.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that costume. I do like the Dick Tracy outfit, and then she gets a full suit of armor, and when people go to pick her up, they immediately drop her because she's too heavy.
Yeah.
Have you played that?
So great.
And if you fire at her, her guard drops down, and you can blow up bazookas near her, and they don't do any area
Did you
damage.
unlock
That's
the gun?
problem when you get infinite bazooka.
Did you unlock the other gun? I don't know. It's like a laser thing.
Infinite launcher? Or are you talking about the Tommy gun?
No, there's the Tommy gun, there's an infinite launcher, and there's also a third gun. It's like a laser, and it's just like infinite.
What? I didn't know about no laser.
Yeah. You have to beat the game on hardcore in order to get it.
I've beaten the game on hard before, and I didn't know it gave you any kind of laser gun. Now I want to go back and see what that's about.
You have to beat it on hardcore mode, though.
I know I beat it on the hardest version there is, so I don't know. Maybe after I beat it, I was... But, I think I beat it... Oh, wait. Actually, now that you mention it, you have to beat the game... Because when you go back and replay it, you can replay the same that you're on, but you can't change its difficulty, right?
Yeah. See, if you play it through again...
I did play hard. I don't think I played hardcore, because you have to play it through hard, and then hardcore is available, right?
I don't remember, but the hardest... Yeah, the hardest mode, and then you have to start with nothing. I mean, just back from zero, and it's so hard. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, it's impossible. Yeah, it's so hard.
I did it, but it was... Because that's one of the achievements.
Yeah. And then like I said, you can change the costumes once you replay through... And the costumes change.
The part I got stuck on, and it was the hardest, was that creature that just keeps reforming, and then you have to crystallize them and keep shooting. I hate those characters.
Yes, they're so hard to do because some of the
you waste so much bullets.
Working for 4 minutes, you have to keep him distracted. You have to avoid him, and some of the times you literally can't.
Yeah.
You can't run around these characters. They grab you, and then you're smashing and mashing your toggle stick to not die. You're just trying to move it as fast as you can to get released, and so.
But the other quote we should have done at the beginning is, "Leon, help! Leon,
help me, Leon!" Yeah, dude. Help! Oh my goodness, dude. Ahí está. Mátalo. The whole Spanish village, dude. That's amazing.
So good.
I had Kevin. I don't know if you're listening to this episode. I got Kevin to play that game all the way through in college.
What did he think?
After he loved it. He was addicted, so and he always quotes it too. He'd always be like, "Ahí está." And then the creepiest part, the priest, once you finally get there, they're just like, "Cógelo, cógelo."
Yeah. The worst part is when you don't know where one's trapped around a corner because it's stuck or something, and you can hear him whispering, and you're like, "Where's it coming from?"
Oh, dude. So some of the hardest villains. So you mentioned the guy that
keeps reforming.
He keeps reforming. You have to freeze him with those giant red tanks or whatever.
Yeah.
While the elevator comes up, he's like the I call him the sewer guy. He appears. You have to fight him once you drop through the floor, and then he sends one of his right hand men, the little tiny guy. Him, and then I hate the guys with the giant blades with their eyelids sewn shut. They have the parasite on the back of their hands, and they swing their arms around. They're sometimes they're one hit kills.
Yes.
Usually they're not though. And also Chainsaw Baghead or whatever his name is. This giant,
they're so
big
intense.
fat guy with this chainsaw.
Especially if you're reloading.
He just revs his chainsaw and he walks up to you and you're assume I'm full health, I'm safe if I just shoot him a few times. You're shooting your gun, but if you don't knock him down, he keeps advancing and he just swings the chainsaw and lobs your head off. One hit kill.
Yeah, one hit kill.
It's insane. You're like, what? You shoot him a few times with a handgun, but if you don't stun him or knock him down, he comes right up to you and just lobs your head off. And you're just like, oh, I'm completely dead. And if you haven't saved it recently, oh my gosh. You have to go back 20 minutes of gameplay. So it's, If you want to do a speed run of Resident Evil, I think the fastest one I've ever seen was it still took 4 hours to beat. I'm serious. Look, go on YouTube. I watched a speed run of it.
How is that possible?
It was perfectly played. Played, but you cannot speed the game up any faster. He literally did the quickest things you can.
I did 24 hours. I think I played the entire game through. I just didn't beat the boss. 24 hours. And I couldn't figure I was shooting him and he kept going down and I forgot you had to stab the eyeball. And so
it was insane because also
I'm assuming this was in college, Jordan? Or was this in the basement at our house
this was in college. Yeah.
Exactly. So, but lots of fun. One of my favorite things, and I don't know if this was intentional because I know GameCube was owned by Nintendo, right? So I know they have the licensing rights to DK when he threw those barrels down the stairs. There's a great ending at the very end, right before you fight the little Spaniard, there's like a guy pulling levers, and this barrel will roll down the staircase at you. Very much akin to Mario.
Interesting. I didn't even think about that.
And again, when I played it recently, I was like, there's just no way that this is not a reference to that. Like, it's like barrels rolling down the stairs is kind of cartoonish, but it's like toward the end of the game, and it's kind of fun. You can operate it once you get to the top. All these guys come up after you, and you can actually pull the lever and have barrels go down and knock them over. It's pretty fun. That's
funny.
Just a nice, what I felt like is an Easter egg to the Nintendo. I mean, which is so bonkers when you think like Mario, Donkey Kong, and then Resident Evil. Like, it's just so out there. Like, it's like one of the coolest adult things out there right now, like for video games for mature audiences, and it's just so kick. It just doesn't belong in Nintendo. Like, sweet little Mario driving his little Mario Kart, throwing bananas behind him, and then there's like a zombie eating your police detective's partner's face off. You know, it's just so different. They're just completely different. Like, you'd expect this with PlayStation, you know, God of War and Last of Us violence and, you know, brutality. But this is just so out there. I mean, it was privately owned by GameCube and Nintendo. They like exclusively own the rights to it. Now you can buy, you know, cross-platform now that they have it remastered for the other consoles. But it's just a classic. People still talk about it today. You go on any list, type in top 10 video games of all time. Resident Evil is like always there.
Yeah,
it's always mentioned.
It's
crazy.
Trying to find my list for top 10. Like, I did Wii, I did GameCube, I did DS, and like all these other ones, and like Resident Evil was on a lot of them.
It's on all of them. It's like, yeah, you have to check out this game. You just need to, and it's just so timeless and classic.
Jordan,
It's
I just remembered is when you used to make us play the 007 on the DS with the stylus.
Oh my gosh, the style. Dude, that was
I was
the
amazing
worst.
because I could
hated
shoot with
that.
my
sucked.
pinky. I was
I
amazing.
could not.
Yeah,
do
and
it.
then you
I
like
could
aim
not
with the
shoot it.
stylus. Yeah.
Use the stylus to turn around. I'd flip around and then I'd shoot you with my pinky.
You made us play that like every single
I
one.
hated that.
And then like the DS corner like digs into your hand. and
Yeah.
you're just like,
My hand hurts so
Your
bad.
hand's
Aches.
like, I'm getting arthritis.
Yeah.
Carpal tunnel at age 12. Not gonna be able to write in the future.
We had 8 people once at our table in high school playing DSs. It was hilarious.
Oh, I
so
remember.
awesome.
And sadly, your group started to dwindle because Kevin borrowed my Nintendo DS and left it and lost it at school.
That's right.
And I think he gave me some of the money back. Oh, I know what happened. He was like, I'll buy you a Nintendo because they're worth less than when I bought it. But I was like, no. Just give me the money because I'm going to be buying myself a PlayStation Portable, PSP. And I'm pretty sure he had a problem with that. He's like, no. I don't want to give you the money back for what you paid for. He's like, I will buy you a new DS because it was cheaper then. Or he could find a used one. And I was like, no. Just give me the money of what you owe me, and I'm going to be buying a new console. Because he was like, I still want to be playing with all the guys at lunchtime. And I'm like, no, I want to get a PlayStation Portable. So anyway, that was a big controversy. Kevin, I love you to death. Thanks for giving me the money because the PlayStation Portable had some of the most fun games I had when I was...
Dude, yeah,
particularly Battlefront 2.
Oh my
Battlefront 2,
gosh.
Medal of Honor.
Best game ever, dude. That is a replayable game for sure. Medal of Honor. Oh my gosh,
I played that
Medal of
so
Honor.
much on there.
So Ty, do we recommend Resident Evil 4? Yes, because it's the greatest game of all time.
Do I recommend Resident Evil 4? Heck yes. Yes, the story, the characters, it's
And
timeless.
all the little Easter eggs and stuff, like finding things and like shooting like those little blue things in the sky, like or not in the sky, but like those little
So you can
jewels.
get the Punisher or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's like and finding like jewels and stuff and like selling and the
Emeralds,
weapon selection
spinels.
was amazing.
Is
I
it
love
spinal or is it spinal? How is that word pronounced? It's like the little gem.
Oh,
you
yeah.
find.
Yeah, the little gems.
Is it pronounced spinal or spinal?
I don't know.
I don't know. I just read it, I'm like, oh, a little spinal. Little spinal.
But and then killing those creatures that like you have the gun with the scope and it can see where there's like the little bug moving
Parasites
around.
in their body, yeah. Dude, the breathing on those creatures are so terrifying.
Ty, remember when we walked in the room, we could hear the breathing. It was like, sounded like Gus almost.
Yes, we were.
We
joking.
were
It's like,
laughing
little
so
guys.
hard because we're so scared.
Well, they're so creepy because like you have to get a special scope so you can like it has like heat sensors so you can see the 3 plagues inside their body and shoot them accurately. And then once you shoot the last one, the body starts to tremble and it like and then it pops. It's so gross. And then his little legs keep walking a few steps. Dude, another crazy thing about this game: sometimes you will headshot someone and their head is gone, and they can still grab you. Like I'm talking like major survival survivalist game here, folks. Like, and sometimes you shoot their head and you're like, oh, that kills the zombie. And then sometimes like a freaking Plagas, like there are two different types of heads. One is this giant monster head, which again, one hit kill. It will come up and eat your freaking head off. It just bites your head off, one hit kill. Or it'll turn into like a blade head that's like swinging around this wild manic blade around, cutting you up if you get too close to it. So it's like, it is just so terrifying. Like, and some of them just die. They're just, you shoot them, they die, and you're like, oh, thank goodness.
Those are my favorite, especially using a sniper. Boom.
Boom. Blown up, gone. And then like you shoot their head, it pops. They keep walking at you, and then this monster Plagas appears out of it. It's just so terrifying. But it's so great. There's like great cutscenes too, like building suspense. One of my favorite ones at the beginning when you're in the village. You go to like El Gigante, or no, not El Gigante. What's the El Lago or whatever? The lake. They call it the lake monster or something like that. It's like this giant snoot or salamander that's giant, has some like tentacles and sharp teeth and stuff. And you're in the boat throwing spears at this thing, trying to kill it. It's awesome. And then you get knocked in the boat and you're swimming and the thing is coming after you. You're just like, you're pressing X so fucking
you're like, button mashing so hard.
And you just see the monster coming after you and you climb into the boat and you feel safe again. You're just like, oh my gosh. And at the very end, when you finally kill it, the thing goes down into the deep in the lake again. And then all of a sudden the rope of the anchor that was tied to the boat, it like wraps around your leg and it's like pulling you down and you have to cut the fetching rope off of your leg before you get sucked under. It's just constant peril. I love it. Yeah. It's just so good. But the villains in this, the monsters, the creatures, the effects, they're very timeless. They're still scary. They hold up to this day. It's an amazing game. Absolutely amazing. So yes, highly recommend it. Check this one out if you guys have not played it.
And I can't believe how amazing the replay value is. I thought like, oh, I played it for once. But every time it's just as good as the first.
What's so great is it's such a grind the first time you get through it, and then after you play it, you can play through once more, and you have all the guns, ammunition, and money that you had when you beat the game originally, so you can upgrade your weapons, trade them in for infinite launcher, which is literally what it sounds like. You have a rocket launcher, you just blow crap up, and it just makes the playthrough a lot funner. It's like playing through cheat mode, but it's still a survivalist game. So even with the bazooka, when you save Ashley and you blow up all the guys around her, you can still kill her very easily. So it like gives it's like a balance, right? But yes, if you beat it on hardcore, or at least hard, you get Ashley in like a night costume and she's safe from explosions and area damage. It's amazing.
I think the unlimited machine gun is my favorite though of those.
The unlimited machine gun is good, especially when Ashley's around and you don't have the suit of armor for her because it's useless. You can't shoot. You have to shoot like 10 feet away, and sometimes you'll still hurt her because she's like super sensitive, right? Like, I mean, she has like half the bar of health that you do, and she's constantly in peril, and they always go for her. And if they pick her up and carry her to the nearest door, you lose automatically. Yeah. They can't take her into the next room, even though you were just there. It's crazy. It's just crazy. That's great.
Help me, Leon.
Help me, Leon. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Oh, and then I have to mention Salazar. He's the greatest cult leader of like all time. He is so creepy. Like, Mr. Kennedy. Oh, because what does he say? He's like,
the other thing I hated was the military guy that was like half zombie,
Wesker?
half person. Yeah, not Wesker. The other
Krauser.
guy.
Krauser.
Oh, he was the worst.
Krauser, yes, he's awesome.
Your Mexican friend is really great too. I forget his name, but he's great.
Mexican friend.
He dies pretty early on.
Oh, the Spaniard guy? Yeah, Spaniard, the two cops or whatever. Dude, that's what made it so disturbing. You're like in this village. Oh, you mean Louis.
Is that his name?
Louis, yeah. L-U-I-S, yes, Louis. Bless his heart. Hey, take it easy, huh? What's his face? Yeah, it's pretty great. He's a bit of a womanizer. I don't know if the game holds up in that regard, because like he clearly makes an appearance, says something about Ashley's appearance. I don't know why I find it so funny. He's like clearly references or something, and she's like, "Hey," something. I don't remember what it was, but I just remember being like, oh, "Okay, this scene's in there," and it makes more sense once you get the outfit changed in the costume and once you beat it through the first time, and you're like, "Oh, like it's even more lewd." But what's great is another great twist, again, I just have to throw this out there, is that you're infected with the virus. And throughout the game, it's like affecting you. And you're like, come on, Leon, pull through, bud. Like, because you get infected with this thing and it starts affecting you more and more as you play the game. And so you're like, the race against the clock is so prevalent. She's got the parasite too. And you're like, maybe we're going to find a way to get rid of this. And you end up performing like some laser surgery on yourself. It's insane. It's totally bonkers.
Oh, that's right.
Parasites like attached to the chest. And it's just like...
There's a couple moments I just have to mention. I love when she's on the top trying to like move the wheel to open a door or something, and you have to make sure you have to do as a sniper to kill the guys that are coming after
Kill
her.
all the guys coming after her.
And then another part I loved is when it was almost like a jigsaw trap. It was like you grab something and also the wall closed, and then there was this guy coming down this like alley, like nowhere to go, and he had this like spinning blade, and he was gonna like kill you. And then we forgot to mention the guys too, that you can only shoot them on their back, and their head they have these tin metal things, so you can't shoot them.
Yeah, their eyes are shut. Yeah, their eyes are sewn shut. I mentioned them briefly, but yeah, those things are terrifying.
Oh, that's what it was.
Spinning around, they're like.
Yeah, and then
like
you get
Wolverine,
like trapped in with the
claws.
cage, and there's one in there with you.
Yes, the cage
so
drops down on top of you, and he's there. And then also, like, you can choose between fighting El Gigante, which is this giant troll-looking thing from, like, kind of basically the cave troll that you see in Lord of the Rings. It's literally that thing, but a little creepier because he has, like, this little parasite coming out of his back. It's disgusting. And then, or you can fight the two evil sisters with chainsaw. Both of them had chainsaws. So you have two manic chainsaw-wielding ladies coming after you, and they're terrifying. They just come out, yeah! It's like so scary. Their faces are all bandaged up, and she has like one eye visible. It's just like popping. It's so scary. And then, of course, one other one is the creepy, I don't know what he is, but when you're in those crates, once you're like down in some underground cave or something like that, you have these crates that drop out of the sky, and you have like 2 minutes to get through the crate, and the guy keeps trying to attack you. I don't know if you know that one. Like,
I hated that guy.
Big parasite of his back too. Oh,
he's the worst.
So creepy. Just so creepy. So anyway, what a great game. The bosses are amazing, and this is one of the few games where, again, I think the second to last boss is harder than the actual boss. I think the actual boss is a little repetitive and a little easy, and thankfully you can like continually run around and avoid major conflict with him. But I guess they had to do that because if you ran out of ammo, that's the thing I don't understand about this game. If you just don't have the ammo, you cannot beat the bosses. I've done it before. Yeah. I ran out of ammo and I didn't kill the boss with the amount of ammo
and
that
the worst
I had.
is if you saved it right before you went to fight him, and you didn't have any
and you're like, I guess I'm just gonna have to go back and get more ammo to fight, or find other ways in which to knife him once or twice between him being stunned for like a brief half second. You run up, you have to pull out the knife, then you swipe once or twice, you might miss him once or twice, and then you run back. It's so insane. Like, it's just, what an amazing game. So folks, check out Resident Evil 4, one of the greatest video games of all time.
And so this is our episode 200, so we're going to do another top 10 list, baby.
That was a little, what do you call those things?
Party thing?
Yeah, a little party thing.
I thought that was a siren.
Should we start with Cameron? Top 10 video games?
Yeah, let's start with the youngest.
Let's do each person, starting youngest to oldest, top 10 list. You go 1 through 10, and then afterwards we'll all mention honorable mentions and just talk about.
No. Let's do honorable mentions first.
No.
Really?
Whoa, Grant, what if your honorable mention is my favorite game, man?
Yeah, Grant. Exactly.
Actually, I feel like an idiot. I don't have this listed or in any order. I just wrote down all the video games.
It doesn't matter. Just mention your top 10.
Mine's in order because I'm a genius, and I'm like that.
It's okay. Mine sort of is, but then some of them I'm like, oh, maybe I should have put it the other
That's because you're indecisive and freaking psychopath.
All these listeners, Jordan's list will change as we're talking. So
I doubt it. All right, Cameron, let's go. Let's see this. Come on.
He just wants to hear Ty's games. I'd be like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that game. Just penning in, inking in a new one.
Well, wait. Should we do 10 to 1 or start with our
I'm starting with 10.
Start at the bottom, go way up.
Oh, I'm going to go way up.
So
I'm starting with 10. I'm going to start with my 10th, and then I'll go to 1. I think that's what Jordan meant to say, but he said it reversed because he's...
Okay, yeah, I was like, that makes zero sense. It can go either way.
Yeah. Okay, so for number 10 for me is Star Wars Battlefront on the PSP, and also like the Xbox.
Is that Battlefront 2 or Battlefront 1?
2.
Battlefront 2.
2.
Yes.
But
holy crap, dude.
And I mean, I played what's called a lot on the Xbox as well. I'm in high school.
Has playing as a Jedi ever been more fun than that?
Oh my! It's so satisfying after you kill like 40
over the
people,
entire battlefield,
and then you just fetching come in as Mace Windu, and you sprint 30 miles an hour and just slay half of the people on the thing. It's so freaking sick. Or you're just Chewbacca.
Okay, but Cameron, is that your favorite Star Wars game is the question.
Oh, dude, out of all the Star Wars games, dude, that's crazy.
No, you'll see on my list that it's not.
Oh, the rest.
Yeah. And then number 9 for me.
Jedi Academy better be up there. Oh, I'm young, sorry.
Spoiler alert, what the fuck? Until you shut up. Number 9 for me is Mario Bros. On the DS and also on the Wii.
Yes.
Mainly on the DS.
Me and Ty used to play in the middle of the night, and I would run and twist Ty's nipples when he would beat me.
I still have scarring.
I used to grind that
nipples.
game so hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh,
That is a fun
the
game.
amount of hours I put on that and just the memorization and trying to
Did you play
get-
multiplayer, Cameron, ever or not?
Yeah.
Did you play that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
but I would always rage quit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Grant wouldn't play with me a lot, so I usually would just do Mario Party, which is the most rage-inducing game of all time. It's just like, how lucky can you get? It's so
Okay,
BS.
yeah.
You just save it a
It's
million
all just
times
luck.
until you hit the freaking 16. It's the most bullshit game ever. Anyway, and then number 8 for me is just Call of Duty Zombies. Just kind of Call of Duty Zombies in general, but especially Black Ops 3 and Advanced Warfare.
Nazi
Really?
zombies,
Black
dude.
Ops 3 more than Black Ops 2?
Just because
Wow.
we've grinded more on that. Like, I've spent more hours
Let's see,
on that
which-
with
yeah,
Giant.
3 is
on
like
the
Giant, yeah.
And then also
What's
just
We
the
did.
two?
We did 2, Ty, in
What's 2
college.
though?
I mean,
The 2
that,
was like the house transit and,
that's
all
the
that,
butt,
right?
yeah.
I
transit
don't
and
like.
everything,
I
yeah.
don't like
Those
Black Ops
those are
2.
so crazy. Yeah, those are.
See, I
either.
love Black Ops 3.
I didn't
I
do it as
love
much as you
Advanced
guys.
Warfare, but only me and Jordan like Advanced Warfare.
I do love the when you get off that bus, not at a bus stop, and you try to go to the next village, and those aliens, like whatever they are, they like fly up on you and they start scratching your face. I literally nearly peed my pants. Like, it is the funniest thing. It's
No,
just like,
yeah, my best-
like,
my best-
leaps onto you and scratches your face, and he's like on your head, and you're like trying to knife him off. It's so funny.
Yeah, I have so many good memories playing zombies. Like, one of my favorite memories was we were playing, it was like 4 a.m. and I was so tired, my eyes kept shutting, and I fell asleep holding down the trigger, and I woke up and I was still holding down the trigger because I had the Pytac, and so I had 125 ammo, so I fell asleep for like 30 seconds or a minute and just woke up and I was still holding down the trigger, and I just hear everyone scream, "Reload, reloading, reloading." And then
That's
number
so
7
funny.
for me is Mario Kart on the Wii. That was another game. I just rebooted the Wii a couple days ago, and I looked at all my rankings and I have like double star on almost every single thing: 50cc, 100cc, 150cc, except for Mirror is the only ones that I don't have star ranks on. I'm like, gosh, dude, I was a virgin back in high school, freaking just grinding on Mario Kart.
Dude, it's so gratifying getting the trick when you're up in the air and you flip. I don't know what you have like
Yeah,
a
you
tantrum.
gotta shake the remote. Yeah.
You just freak your hands out.
Yeah.
Jolt them, and then you do the spin flip or whatever.
Yeah, and also the most
like so
rage-inducing
gratifying.
when you freaking for 3 races you get perfect and no one's even close to you, and then the last race you get blue shelled at the end and you get hit and you get 6th, and then it's like, oh, you get a B,
Dude,
you get a B and you get 2nd. I'm like,
Dude, the blue shell, man.
Yeah.
The bane of our existence.
for real. And then number 6 for me is just Wii Sports. The amount of hours I've spent on that video game is absolutely
No way. Are you
ridiculous.
serious? I mean,
I can't believe that made your top 10.
there's no way. I
Dude.
mean, yes, it is addicting. It is fun. It's just so funny to hear you say that.
Dude, that is one of the most childhood.
Which one's
video
your
games.
favorite sport of the?
Was
of
it
the
Cameron?
weekend?
Was it boxing with Kevin? Was that your favorite?
Yeah, when he used to make me fetch and cry.
No, he'd like win barely, and he'd be like, "Yeah, eat crap," and you're like a 10-year-old kid. He's in high school. Eat crap. You're probably like 9 or 8 years old, dude. Eat crap.
Oh,
That's so funny. What was your favorite of the Wii Sports, though?
Oh, definitely baseball. No, Jordan, it was not boxing. It was not getting bullied by a
Baseball.
16-year-old.
What the frick? Baseball's the worst.
No, dude, I love baseball.
Baseball's the
Baseball
worst.
and bowling. I was so good at bowling. Me and Grant used to be so good at bowling that
Yeah.
we'd go into
Well,
the bathroom.
we do it for family night,
and
and
we
then
could go-
Cameron would like be pouring chocolate milk, and he like does it behind his back, and he gets a strike. I'm like, what is this game?
Nerd.
Yeah, I would practice too with Logan
funny.
Qualo. I would go into the bathroom and like while I'm peeing, I would bowl and I would get strikes. I was so
That
fetching.
speaks to the game more than it does to Cameron's skill. I
No,
think.
no, dude, I don't know what it is because I've played it now and I can't get strikes, dude. I don't know what was happening, bro.
hilarious.
They upped the difficulty.
Yeah, something
Well,
like
I saw Grant just recently playing a video game, and he literally lets it play for him, and he just gets on his phone and does stuff. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
that's how video games are played now? You just let it play for you?
the
What the
fudge, Grant?
fudge?
But is
No,
it like
that
a
was-
character cutscene or something?
No.
Like sometimes they have animations that.
I'll get into my top 10. So.
Oh my gosh, Grant's like my favorite video games are the ones that play themselves. What the frick?
No, it's we'll get into it.
Oh
That's
my
ridiculous.
Gosh, and then Number 5 for me is just Lego games. For me, number 1 is Lego Star Wars, and then Lego Marvel, Lego Harry Potter, and then Lego Batman, dude. Just the Lego series.
I can't believe you like them. They drive me crazy. They're so hard.
Yeah,
I thought
they're
they
way
were
too hard. I am not that good at puzzle solving. They're fetching.
I have to watch YouTube videos.
Yes, yes, because you have like 8 different suits and they all have a different power, and then I can't do the Legos.
It's too much.
Sorry.
I know.
I can't do it.
I
don't have the patience
love
for it.
them.
You smash everything to bits, get all the coins you can, and then you die and you lose all your precious gems and coins that you got. And then you have like 4 lives. If friendly fire's on, you guys are killing each other and you're losing all the fetching coins. And then like
Also,
it is
Indiana
very
Jones
stressful,
is a great
but-
one as well.
Yes, I love the
Indiana
cutscenes.
Jones.
I loved how they did like most of the games. They used to do it with no voice acting, so it was all just
Yeah, it was
grunts.
just,
And but if you knew the story, it was just fine because you knew the context and everything else. So
And then
And did you catch the little cameo, Cameron, of Joseph Smith in one of the Lego games?
no way.
What?
There's a picture of Joseph Smith in one of the Lego games because
No
the creator is
way.
a member.
That's so
What?
legit.
Yeah.
Wait, in which one?
I don't remember. You have to look that up.
Probably Indiana Jones, if I were to guess.
That's so funny though.
Because it'd be kind of hard to blend that into
hilarious.
anything else. Just Harry Potter. You got Joseph Smith in the back.
It might be in Harry Potter. There's all those pictures in the
I guess,
Hogwarts
yeah.
school, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Dude, that
what
was
is it?
so
A picture of the
funny.
first vision or something? Like
No,
what
it's just
is-
Joseph Smith.
Oh, that's crazy. Joseph Smith.
And then number 4 for me is Jedi Academy, dude. That game is a fetching masterpiece.
Oh my gosh, Jaden! I'm concerned about you. Acid rain level, dude. You go to a planet, and
Cancer
unless you have
sound
Force
ever.
Protect, you are taking acid rain to the head and to the
And,
face,
dude, I
constantly.
I just re-downloaded it recently because it's on PC, but I recently bought it for
my gosh,
for Xbox, and every single time I always get fetching stuck on the Rain Core level because I kill the Rain Core and then the don't like escape. They're like, "Oh, I'm stuck here," and I'm like, "No, I already killed the Rain Core." And I'm just like, I don't know what my next mission is, and he's like, "Jaden, have you found anything new on the new planet?" And I'm just like, "Bro, what the? How do I get off of here, Luke? Help me!"
Oh, dude, one of the best things. So let's all be real. Jedi Academy, the evil Force powers are so kick way better than the stupid lame.
Ty, what are you talking about?
light
Force
force
pull? Or lightning? Which one would I rather use? Pull a guy closer to me so he can wreck me, or just end his life?
I do love
Or
Force
drain
push.
the life out of him. Literally
Yeah.
drain the life
And
out of him.
use
He's
it
like,
for health. I'm like, I'm low on
Oh, yeah.
health.
Grip,
Come here,
dude, if you got grip
stormtrooper.
3, you could grab people, choke them, and then just
And then
drop
throw 'em
them
off the
edge
cliff. Yeah.
Dude, and okay,
That's
talk
so
about and that's the
gratifying,
thing.
dude.
This is what like the reason that it's the best Star Wars game of all time is because most Star Wars games you're either like a stormtrooper or a Jedi. This one you're a Jedi who also has like guns, which is the dopest thing ever. Because
It
then you're
is
just
insane.
sniping
Yeah.
It is the
stormtroopers from
blend
500
of
feet
both.
away, and then someone comes up on you and you just whip out your lightsaber and just wreck them. It's so dope.
And it's cool because it works like when I'm fighting against troopers, I'll usually, you use your guns. And then when you fight the other Jedi, you want to make sure that you're using your lightsaber because the Force users, the enemy Force users, never, and I mean never fail to blow a gun bullet right back in your face. Like,
Oh my
this
gosh,
guy,
yeah, 100%
you shoot at them,
accuracy. It's so
even if they're not even aware of where you are.
yeah, dude. Yeah,
Right in your face.
I literally do a charge up blaster from freaking Han Solo's gun from like 15 feet away, hidden, and he's like, "Pew!" And I'm like, what the fuck?
Goes
Oh my
right
gosh,
back at
uses
you,
the
too.
Force. Like, that's a bull crap. You don't have Spidey senses too. Goodness gracious, bro.
Dude, this level and one of the guns is like a sniper rifle, and you can charge it up and just disintegrate an enemy, and it is so gratifying
it's so
watching
satisfying,
them
just their
smolder
life
to
end.
ashes right in front of you. It's insane.
Yeah, and the graphics on that
oh
are
my
actually
gosh.
pretty good. Like all things considering.
They're pretty boxy. I played it recently. They're a
Well,
little
no,
boxy,
okay, but
yes,
I mean,
it's still,
they did Luke better than they did it in the fucking TV series Mandalorian.
the deep fakes of Luke are way Oh, that's so funny.
They should
Dude, I
have
was
just
just gonna
copied and
say,
pasted
dude,
him from
again,
Jedi Academy.
My favorite thing is you got to choose your force powers and which one to prioritize. Dude, you got to choose which power to prioritize. And it was so funny because you would do the dark force powers and they'd be like, Jaden, I'm sensing a lot of dark side in you. I'm worried about you. And you're like, shut up, Luke.
I'm beating all the
these
missions,
powers are
bro.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, you think I'm supposed to beat freaking the Sith Lord with push? Like, what the fudge?
So, Cameron, do you have a favorite level in particular?
Ooh.
There's some great ones. Like, I can't help but mention when you're on that desert planet and there's this giant sandworm. It's literally like playing a movie like Tremors.
It's literally Tremors.
It's so good. There's this giant sandworm. It's like watching Dune. The movie.
Yeah, Dune
step on the
copied it.
sand and then the ground shakes and it just comes up and eats you.
Yeah, Jedi Academy did it first. That one is super fun.
Yes.
And then I also love the one where you have to choose whether you're going to kill Rosh or not, because I love killing that. He's so annoying.
Yeah,
dude,
he is
if you
so
do
obnoxious.
it gives you no closure because now you don't have friendly Jedis helping you. All you have is both friendly and evil Jedis hating you.
Yeah,
It's
dude, I
the
want to
worst.
kill as many
It's
people
the
as
worst.
possible, though.
As
so
much as
it
you
works
want to
out for
kill
me.
him, spare his life, please. If you are listening to this podcast
Don't
and you are
spare
debating
him.
how badly you want to kill Rosh, do not kill Rosh.
He
Please do not
freaking
kill him.
betrays you,
It's
and
the
then he's
worst
like,
thing you can do.
Jaden, but you're a good guy, right? And I'm like, shut up, bro. You don't know me. I'm gonna kill you.
Shut up, man.
And then my number 3 is The Hobbit on PC. Oh my gosh, I think we all grinded that game, especially me and Grant.
So
We
good.
saved a different game to every single checkpoint in the entire game. So we went through the
What
game.
do you think you're doing? Oi, what are you doing? Hey, oi.
The amount of times we do that and just die laughing is so dumb.
Dude, so I told you, I watched a 4-hour documentary.
Yeah, you
about
sent it
speedrun.
to me, and I sent it off to Cameron too. All three of us have watched it.
Yes, there's like
It's
a
so
4-hour
good.
documentary of the speedrun history of
and
the Hobbit video game.
Nothing will beat.
It's amazing.
It's really good. It's really good.
Nothing will beat
hilarious.
Smaug's fire.
Beat it in under 12 minutes, guys. That game took me months to beat. Like, couldn't figure out how to get to Gloin in the water room because the game's super crappy pixelated, and the name Erebor or whatever, the guy for water, it's very hard to read on that crappy pixelated side, and that's the door, the pathway on the floor. That's how to get through the door in the water room. It's insane. You can't talk to Gloin because you can't read the dang sign.
Dude, yeah, and
So update your video game.
and
Unbelievable.
beating the last part, like after you beat Smaug, is fetching impossible. Gosh, dude, it takes so much
insane.
effort.
Oh, the clouds burst or whatever.
Yeah, because dude,
Or are you talking about the battlefield at the end? Or
no, the battlefield
with the
set,
bear?
but no, the before.
You know, he's talking about Cloud's Gathering. He's talking about the
Yeah,
water room.
yeah.
You have to get this whole
Well, and also,
factory
Ty,
up and
do you
running.
remember
It's
the one with like
insane.
the different
Yeah.
colored spell or like potions that you had to drink and shiz?
Oh, yeah, at
remember-
Lake Town.
yeah, I remember that we had that composition
The
notebook
purple,
that had all the
blue,
cheat codes
red,
for
and you
us.
have to
The
do like
illiterate guy gives you this riddle. He's like, I don't remember the code, but I do remember this riddle. He's like,
Yeah,
He's
I'm
like, purple
red
comes
is next to
before
yellow,
red.
but not next to black. And you're like, wait,
and
what
I'm
are you
5
talking
years
about?
old. I'm 5 years old
do you
trying to
have
figure
this-
out what he's saying, and I'm like, I can barely read. What? Oh my
Dude,
gosh.
that game was great. Great characters, awesome. Smaug, dude.
Smaug's
Please,
fire.
Murder.
The most pixelated fire I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, the fire is pretty rough. Does not hold up.
But dude, the spiders in that game, I used to have.
Dude, the
I used to
fetching
have
coins though, when you're walking on
nightmares.
the coins and Smaug's wake up meter, it's like
Yeah, and you fall and you just
get
like,
out this
don't
goal.
move.
Use your walking stick and leap. You're like, oh please, grab the ledge.
No, dude, the
Fly through the
spiders.
air.
I used to have nightmares. I remember having nightmares in the Linden house from playing that
Oh
game.
my gosh,
with the
spiders?
green spiders poisoning me.
Oh my gosh, those spiders, dude. Dude, that is terrifying. Those fetching spiders. You have to fight the three sisters or whatever, the spiders.
And
Unbelievable.
their voice is so creepy. It's
I don't know. They have the clicking sound.
like, and I'm like, it's like 3 a.m. and I'm just like grinding on it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared.
Dude, no, the necromancer had the creepiest voice. He comes out, he's like, yeah. It's so creepy, dude.
And then
He's very brief, but you fight him. He's the big guy with the lumbering guy with the sword or whatever.
yeah, and then
It's in Mirkwood Forest.
my number 2.
Grant doesn't remember. Come here, you nasty little rabbit. Can't help it. Looks tasty.
What is it?
Oh my gosh, dude. What a great video game.
And then number 2 for me is Super Smash. I'm going to put number 1 is the Wii of Super Smash Brawl. And then the N64 is second for me. And then 3DS is third for me, just because similar to you guys, because I was just as popular as you guys were in high school. Me and my friends at the Mormon table used to play Nintendo 3DS Super Smash 1v1s at lunch with our sack lunches, dude.
Oh, so much
Got
fun.
all the chicks, bro. I used to with Ike. Oh my gosh, bro.
I love it.
And I remember when we used to do me and Ty versus Grant and Jordan, and I was better than Grant, and Ty was better than Jordan, but somehow Grant and Jordan together were freaking like a dangerous combo. And I think it's just because Jordan would piss off Ty, and freaking just like, and just like psychoness, dude. And the N64, I just remember Corey like and Jordan doing the DK grab and then jump off the edge. And then
DK suicide.
My number 1, which is easily the game I've spent the most time on and is the best game of all time, is Pokemon, dude. For me, and the best version ever is Pokemon Fire Red. And then number 2 for me is Diamond, just because that was when I got my DS for my birthday, and then I got Diamond with it, and then it was like the first game and thing I got by myself that wasn't a hand-me-down for my brothers, and I was like, I am the coolest person on earth.
Yeah, there were so many times like I only had a certain amount of Pokeballs and I wasted them trying to catch Abra, and I would just cry and cry.
Oh my gosh, dude, Abra is the worst. His fetching teleport.
It needs to be mentioned, yes. The Pokemon that are very useless or very hard to catch, they are so worth it. So yes, you see Abra.
Or trying to train Magikarp.
Capture him.
Fetching gosh.
He turns into a psychic. Is there any other need other than psychic Pokemon? Please let me know. Like, I think fighting is good against it. Yeah. And even if you go against fighting Pokemon, you use Psychic or Psywave, Psybeam, the guy's gone. It's like super effective.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
Critical hit, super effective every time. Like, it doesn't matter what you're going against. And I think bugs are supposed to be good against Ghost and Psychic. I'm like, a Weedle? I'm fetching Weedle's not going to stop fetching, you fetching Alakazam or Kadabra or Mr. Mime or Drowsy or Hypno, dude. It ain't going to even come close.
Yeah.
And then, secondly, get Old Rod, catch a Magikarp, grind, put him in front, then switch him out for another Pokemon until he's level 15.
Yeah, or if you're lucky enough to get the XP share.
Gyarados, the most badass Pokemon of all time. A fetching Kaiju. It's a fetching Kaiju. This just giant Gyarados Dragon Sea monster, Loch Ness monster. It's amazing. Best Pokemon in the game. By far. Teach it thunder moves. Teach it dragon moves.
Or just trading with somebody with when you had the old, remember the thing you'd connect on the top of your Game Boy to trade? And then get cut early and then get the Mew.
Oh, see, that's a trick I've never done. I tried it. It's like impossible though, because you have to beat.
You have to be able to
Sarge?
use. Well, no, you have to be able to
beat Misty first.
Yeah, well, no, you
have to beat Misty first.
You have to beat Gym 4 because you have to be able to use Surf.
Yes. But if you have a canoe, you can buy a canoe though. I think, but I don't know if that's a broken version of the game or not, because you can buy the canoe.
But yeah,
and use it instead of Surf. Oh, it's crazy.
But yeah, the amount of times that Dad walked in on me playing that game in bed, and then me instantly pretending that I'm asleep with the light on my chest.
You're laying down, and then you have the covers just over your thing, and you hear the door, you instantly close it, and then you just lay there silent.
And the amount of times that me and Grant, we both be playing in the same room, and then we both pretend to be asleep, and Dad's like, I'm not stupid. Or he'd say, I wasn't born yesterday. And we would both do the, Dad, what? What's up?
What, Dad? What did you say?
I just woke up from my slumber.
Dad?
What?
Dad, what are you doing in my room?
And we have to mention the second thing about like new games today compared to these old ones, like Pokemon Red, is finally there's autosave. Back in the day, I mean, so many tears, like hours spent, and then all of a sudden, your battery would die on you.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Because
you'd be grinding so long, and you wouldn't notice that it's yellow, and then you're like, oh my gosh, it didn't fit. I didn't save it. And you're like, when was the last time you saved it? And you're like, on Gym 7, and you're like, I saved it at Gym 2. And you're like, I hate my life, gosh dang. Your Charmander's fetching level 16, and you're like, I freaking hate my life.
And then you're just crying because you're like, everything.
So funny.
Yeah, that's the worst feeling in the world. Gosh dang it. Or freaking, dude, the amount of times grinding the Final 4 when you have like under-leveled guys and you're just fetching hoping for a critical hit every freaking time with Pikachu on Lapras. You're like, please help me.
I will say, as far as how do you guys feel about anything above 150 or maybe 151?
Diamond has a special place in my heart just because I mentioned
Really?
it was the first time I ever had a game by myself that wasn't a hand-me-down from you guys. And so that was really fun for me. But yeah, past that, I'm not really a big fan. Nothing can beat 150 for sure.
Yeah, there's just no going out. Like, they did the same thing when Pokemon Go came out. It kind of revitalized this nostalgia binge that I was doing pest control at the time, so it was a perfect blend for me walking door to door all day long, tracking in Pokemon. And then they had amazing maps that they did away with. And I'm like, why? You let all the other people benefit from getting Laprases and Gyarados all day long. And then as soon as I find out about it, they did away with it, and I'm like, oh, unbelievable.
Dang.
So,
no,
the Pokemon Go, and then they started inviting other Pokemon outside of the 150, and I'm like, it's done.
What me and Logan Qualo used to do when I was in second grade is I would go over to his house after elementary school, and we'd look up YouTube cheats, and we bought this action replay, which allowed you to put cheats into the game,
Yes.
and we would, we had cheat codes, like, you'd be able to walk through walls and catch trainers Pokemon, and then every ball was a master ball, so the final four would throw out their Pokemon, and I throw out a Pokeball and catch their level 68 like Dragonite, and I'm like, thanks. And the trainer's like, what just happened? It was the best thing ever. And I had like unlimited.
Yeah, the trainer
rare
blocks
candies.
Pokeball. Dude, if you throw the Master Ball, you are not getting it back. If you throw it against a trainer's Pokemon without the cheat, it's gone. You lose the Master Ball, it is no more.
Yeah.
Now, I have to mention, you guys know about the cheat on Cinnabar Island. You talk to the man, it teaches you catch Weedle. You fly to Cinnabar Island, go straight to the right side, swim up and down the coastline, and then Missing No appears. And then after you beat him or catch him, which could crash your game, so don't capture him, defeat him, and then your 6th item slot is like 99 or like 109 version.
It was 99
items of that. 99. Well, no, because it was like a weird symbol 9, and then you deplete it all the way to 0, 0. And then it would be like count down from 99. So it was like 110 or 111.
Yeah.
It was insane. What a crazy cheat, but you could put your 6th item slot, Master Balls, rare candies, and then the game's busted because, you've unlocked the secret to success. Or you could just grind and go back to the fetching. Justice League, what are they called? The Elite Four? I call them the Justice League. The Elite Four. Fight them over and over.
I rebooted my my Fire Red for the Game Boy Advance, not the Game Boy, and I looked at the guys I had, and dude, I had like Charizard level 90, and like everyone else was like 92. I was like, I was so nerdy. How many times you have to beat the final four to get to this level, to get your entire team like that? Jake, our cousin, he used to play what's it called, Sapphire,
and he had a
Kyogre. He had a Kyogre that would one hit kill
him alone,
everyone,
killed the entire Elite Four,
and he would one hit kill people even when he was out of moves, because he would use Struggle and it would one hit kill people. I'm like, what is this
Struggle, dude?
And he's
dude,
like,
that's a
it's
magic
so
card,
good.
dude. When you have no more splash, you just start struggling and thrashing around.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, it's so fetching funny. Great. Okay, favorite Pokemon move? Dude, it's got to be like Psybeam or Psychic, right? Like those are...
Oh, dude, I don't know.
Every time. Critical hit, super effective.
When you have a Gengar and you hit Hypnosis and Dream Eater, it's so satisfying. Because Hypnosis hits like one every 50 times, even though it's like 75% accuracy. I'm like, no, make that 3% accuracy, sir. I've saved the game and I've redone this battle.
Least favorite move? Gotta be that Solar Beam, dude. Charge up once, then release the beam. You're dead. You're fucking dead.
No, dude.
Charge up.
The worst is if you do a move to like dude, Protect is like move. Use that card, that move, and same thing with the one.
Yeah,
same thing with the ones where it's like,
growl,
dude,
defense,
Encore.
yeah, all those.
Encore
like,
is one of those that's annoying too, because if you do something to like heal yourself or something, it's like Encore, and then you're like, it failed. I'm just like, are you fetching kidding me, bro?
That is hilarious, dude.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's so funny.
Best Pokemon, those Charizard.
Yeah, we might have to do a whole separate episode just about Pokemon. I swear we could talk about it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, Freak Cameron, I loved your list, dude, and if we mentioned, because I actually have some of your games on my list as well, so we can go back and talk them briefly. But I love what you said, Cameron. I totally agree. Pokemon Red is something really, really special.
Yeah,
the fact that it's a 2D adventure game. I mean, it's just with stats and math and all that stuff. It's
well, to be clear, he's talking about Fire Red, not Game Boy
No,
Color
he did
Red.
mention Fire Red, but I'm thinking red, blue,
I know,
yellow.
yeah.
It
but
doesn't
Fire
matter
Red's
what
way
it
better
is.
than that.
Yeah,
But
whatever
yeah, I mean,
version
I
of the
grinded
game
both
it is,
because I remember
Pokemon.
in Fire Red when all of them are just either a chicken or a fetching monster, like in your party. If you just look at them, and it's like my Charizard looks like a fetching
right.
chicken.
Either a bird or
what?
like monster.
Yeah. Are you fetching kidding me? It's like on level 99 Mew or
forgot
Mewtwo.
about
Yeah, and
that.
it's just fetching like looks like little like a rhino. I'm like, that does not look like Mewtwo at all.
Yeah, the little rhino figurine,
Yeah.
dude. I love it, dude. The
That's so
pigeon,
And
a little
dude,
bird.
yeah, just doing that
a
on
rhino,
road trips when like
Bug was like a creepy little spiderling or something.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
creepy
yeah,
as
that's
shit.
right.
Creepy app, dude. Terrifying.
That's so funny.
Cannot forget how immature I was. Did name one of my Pokemon Weedle or Metapod, and then it would evolve. It's like, what? It's evolving? And then it would be like, it evolved into Metapod, and be like, and Metapod learned, or it would say learn. It's so stupid. But man, it wasn't funny. That is how immature I was. And then you name your Pokemon like the B word. You'd be like, go get him, B. B use double slap or something. It was so funny. I used to do that with my friends. We just named like really offensive names. Oh my gosh.
We could talk about Pokemon all day. Holy cow. It was so funny because I bought like down the road, I think it was in like middle school or high school, I bought like Fire Red and Emerald, and they were clear cartridges, which I later learned that was like not official ones. And so like literally it was the worst thing of all time. I literally put like 200 plus hours in each game, and then within 24 hours they both reset the saves. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? I was so mad. And Cam remembers this because I had my Game Boy. It was so used that like it would die even at green, like the
so
Grant
Grant had
battery
to
died.
whatever.
Play
With it,
Batteries
like I had to
constantly
keep it plugged in the whole time.
Mind you, Grant is the type of
the
nerd.
reason why
Listen,
is because
he's fetching playing with one of Mom's like weights that she would use for working out. He would have it in one of the Team
on
Rocket
the controller.
Yeah, in one of the Team Rocket
And
buildings.
so it would be a constant loop of running. And like, so I put the guys in the daycare, so it would be training them, and I'd run it all night. And so it'd be leveling them.
Oh my word.
So
oh
like,
my gosh.
yeah, so I had like
gosh.
200, 300 plus hours on those, and then it just erased it. And I was like, my life is a lie.
Life has no meaning.
Oh, dude. That is hilarious.
Yeah,
oh,
it
that's
was-
terrible.
I've tried to do that. I tried to put a
That's
rubber
crazy.
band around one of my controllers so I could just like have them running around for hours because I was trying to get an achievement, and it turned off.
Because back the Game Boy's just off, and you're like, oh crap. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah,
But
I
now
never
just have
tried.
it on emulators on my computer, and everything is saved really nicely.
It's hilarious. Yeah, I do know that there's like a one sand hill, and you have to have a bike that rides up like a mountain bike, and if you just like keep riding against it, it'll just go up and down constantly, and you could just keep pressing down on the down pad. And my friend told me he like put a weight on it, and he ended up crushing his Game Boy. So he had it like set there, and then he comes back in the game. Just I don't know if somebody accidentally stepped up. That's my
so
guess,
funny.
because when he set it down, I'm sure he didn't know it was crushing it, but I'm sure someone might have kicked it or stood on it, but because he had to put a weight on it, because like how else are you gonna keep the D-pad down? He's like, I tried taping it, but the tape wouldn't hold it down, so he like ended up putting like a really heavy weight on it. It just gets
Jeez.
I died when he told me that story. I bet you died, dude. It was
My
so
favorite
funny.
still is when Kevin got so mad he threw his controller down and smashed his phone. Nothing gets better than that.
Oh my gosh, dude. So funny. We love you, Kevin.
On the bus in elementary school on the DS, which was legendary, like new technology for our generation. They came out with this thing called PictoChat, which is essentially just a live like group chat of everyone in your vicinity. And so on the bus, it would just be a bunch of like second graders just scribbling swear words to each other and drawing. That was all it was. It was just people saying on the bus in second grade. on DSs, dude. I was like, this is the peak of technology.
And they'd always be like, the game is not rated, it's rated this, but it's excluding what comes through on your chat. They would do that with Wii games too, because they'd be like, it's rated for non-online content, because they're like, if some kid is playing online with some other foul-mouthed kid, dude, they're going to hear some stuff that's outside of teen rating.
Yeah.
So funny, dude.
Learned many swear words on PictoChat.
It's like,
yeah,
I didn't know you could say that.
That's so funny.
So
All
great.
right. Okay, so
Hit us up, Grant.
Number
So my
10,
number 10
is Walking Dead. Daryl.
Okay, so my number 10 is Kingdom Hearts: Chain of Memories.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, dude! Which
love
was
that
that DS?
So that
or
was
the
the
SP?
Game Boy Advance game.
Yeah, Game Boy Advance game. That game was insane. I bought that one, and I was fascinated by it. I hadn't played the first one, but what a cool looking artwork, the visuals. Like,
Right?
I don't even like anime, but it was so cool looking, and it blended with like the Disney fairy tales, like a dark. It was really cool.
Yeah,
very,
it was
very
really
cool.
good.
Yeah, I remember you.
Very well
and-
done
you
game.
and-
Like, it was so replayable. It was really fun.
I don't think I
remember
ever
you and Ty
beat it.
both
No, I did beat it
playing that.
once. I beat it once.
I just remember
Then
Goofy.
they beat
Yeah,
it once
so-
years later.
Yeah, because they
Goofy,
have
Donald, and Mickey,
Goofy,
dude, it's
Donald,
awesome.
Mickey, yeah, and then like so Goofy and Donald are your main like comrades, and then they help you
Yep.
through the story and everything.
And then you go through like Halloween Town, you go through 100-acre woods. It's so cool. Like Under the Sea, Little Mermaid, all kinds of cool locations and stuff. Very, very cool.
So then at number 9, I got Star Wars Battlefront. So I think my favorite versions are the original number 2, and then the number 1 remake. I think I played a ton in high school. It was really, really fun. Like
Number 1 remake.
It was
I
just so
love the
fun.
great
It was
graphics
essentially
and, like-
Black Battlefront 2 with like new graphics, and that's what was like the best part about it.
essentially.
Oh.
Yeah. And then they came out with a second one, and I played that for a while, and it wasn't the same. It wasn't very
sucks.
fun. So, yeah. But, so then at number 8, I got, so I have Injustice. So,
Dude, how can you
this-
like those games? They're so fucking repetitive. Just button mashing and
well,
smashing.
yeah, but like, so I
But the
just love
gears,
customization.
Ty.
Yes. That's my favorite thing is customization of your character. So
Gosh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, that's
they have
hilarious.
your helmet, your chest plate, your arms, and your legs, and then their weapon.
And Grant
So, like-
screenshotting the Xbox about 4,000 times.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, and I don't know. I just love that game. Like, and that's the game that you guys were talking about. That it does the AI battle for you. So I just sit there and it collects gear for me
Oh
while
my
it just
gosh,
while it
yeah.
just plays by
What?
itself.
I
Oh,
hate
like
you,
if
Grant.
you have leveled up enough, it'll fight.
Yeah,
and simulate
well,
the fight for
yeah.
you or something.
Yeah,
That's insane.
essentially.
Well, you
That's
can
insane.
you can train it, and if you have the right characters, like there's a attack style called zoning, which just means they shoot projectiles, which it's impossible for them to get hit. So they literally never lose a battle.
Essentially, yeah.
It's
Yeah. So, so I think that game was great, and it was super fun to play at the beginning. It does get repetitive, and like you kind of just lose.
Let's be honest, Grant's just
Like, I
mad
kinda
because he
lost-
played for 2 years, and then I came home from my mission, and I hadn't played
Yes.
for 2 years.
Literally,
and Grant's
the
like, I've been
first
practicing
game
for this
Cameron
moment because I used to
played,
always
he hadn't
beat
played
him.
for 2 years, and he beat me with Green Arrow. I was so pissed.
Grant's
I
like,
was
I've been practicing for 2 years, and you
what the frick, man?
Cameron's like,
I
some
was
things
so
you never forget,
mad.
dude. Yeah.
Yes.
Cameron's like, I've been playing for the last 2 years on my mission. Yeah, psych.
So then at number 7, I got Shadow of Mordor / War. Just both those
Oh, my
games are
word.
so good.
Oh, yeah.
Such like amazing gameplay. I love the battle system of like a random guy can kill you. He'll be promoted to chief or whatever, and then he can come back and like bite you in the butt because like every time you die, everyone gets stronger and it just gets harder, and you're just like
Gets more weapons,
it's
less
so
weaknesses.
good.
Yeah, amazing.
It's so good. So, but yeah, I'm sure Jordan will love to talk more about that one too.
For sure.
But then, so number 6, I got Call of Duty in general. Like Modern Warfare is my favorite game because like
Currently
that was
or ever?
It's just he
Warfare.
put the
Is
most
that
hours in it.
skeletal
So.
suits, the exosuits, right?
No, Grant's
Oh,
not
that's
talking about
Advanced
zombies.
Warfare.
Grant's talking about
That's
multiplayer.
Modern Warfare. That's the one that's out now, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, yeah,
wild.
yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah. So I remember the first time I played that.
Do you play Warzone, or are you just doing multiplayer mostly?
No, I just do multiplayer.
Multiplayer.
I don't play as much now though.
Yeah.
But because they had like a buggy servers and like it was so hard to play for a while, and I was like, this sucks.
And then you
So-
check out for a
Dude,
while.
try
then you go
playing.
back to it and
You
you're
should
like,
try
oh, man.
playing Advanced Warfare lobbies, bro. There's like 3 people, and there's just freaking like people smoking and
Right.
swearing, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's like no one in Advanced Warfare, but I remember playing Modern Warfare the first time, and I was like, this is so realistic. Like it was
Dude,
really
yeah,
fun.
when you go from playing Call of Duty, or what was it, Black Ops 4 was the game before it, and then it was like hyper realist photo, like because
photorealism.
I have a friend that works at Raven Software, and he describes it, but basically it's amazing what they do with video games now. They can scan pictures and things in the real world and upload them in the game, so like it's real stuff. It's so
cool.
tangible.
Yeah, but then I love the zombie games like Black Ops 3 and Advanced Warfare. Like those are my favorite zombies.
Dude,
I tried
yeah,
to
I
play
have some.
the new one.
I have some old
It was
videos
okay.
of us doing that. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's
Like
really
post
funny.
game, and everyone's
So-
like, my eyes are bleeding. Everyone's like, I just blinked for the first time in 45
It's 4
minutes.
a.m. Yeah, it's 4 a.m. and you're like, okay, one person goes down, or you're all out of bullets, and it hasn't been hellhounds for 2-3 rounds, and you're like,
Yeah.
gentlemen, it's been an honor serving with you, and then you just run. You just have to run. Just like
Yeah.
run, and all the zombies chase after you, dude.
Or no, it
So
always happens
gratifying.
when fetching what's called everyone dips. Ryan's like, okay, go, 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 and then someone gets caught behind, and then fetching you lose like $7,000 dollars worth of perks, and you're fetching and your third gun, which just happened to be the Wonder Waffle, and you're like, oh yay, lovely.
Right. Yeah, those
I
are so
love
much
it.
fun.
That's great.
So then at number 5, we got Super Smash Bros. And I agree with Cameron. I think Brawl is like, well, that's the one I think spent the most time.
Yeah, and
So I
people
think
lied
Brawl
to us.
was
We looked
our
online,
favorite.
and it said that if you beat every single level on Intense, you got to play as Taboo, who's the final boss.
Oh, that's right.
And so we
Yeah.
spent
did
like
that.
hours
Never.
on hours
It's a
on
lie.
hours. And
It's a lie.
Fetching
It's
didn't
an
get it.
internet rumor. It was a lie,
Yo.
Steven.
It was a
Can
lie,
you believe we
Steven.
played all of those. We did it too.
Yeah,
Through
frickin-
blood, sweat, and tears. I beat some of those games. You beat some
Yeah,
of the levels
I remember our
too.
entire family contributing
Never
to
got
that, and then me and Grant finally beat Taboo. and
No,
then-
because I remember the Taboo on Intense. I remember
my
we
word.
tried so many times, and then
Yeah.
I was finally the one to beat it because it was like my team was like Yoshi, Donkey Kong, and like a couple other people like Link and Samus or something, and I like barely beat him because it was so hard because he does like the shockwave thing.
rings. Yeah. Oh my.
Yeah, the rings, and like he had to like spot dodge.
It's literally
them,
impossible.
Like, at the exact
You have to dodge
time.
perfectly
Oh, it's
3
so
times in a
hard.
row, and I'm 7 years old, and I'm like barely holding onto the controls. Like, what am I supposed to do? Haha.
Yeah, your hands are sweating.
Spot
You're like,
dodge.
what do I
Yeah.
do?
I love it.
Oh, those games are so much fun. And then, so number 4, I got Terraria. I don't think any of you guys have played it before, but I think it is such a fun game. Essentially, it's Minecraft but 2D, and like
It's Minecraft for people who don't have
it's
friends.
such a great fun. Okay.
Some people
Yeah. Well,
play
it is
Minecraft.
multiplayer, but yeah, it's
But
it's
Grant
really, really
plays
fun game.
Terraria. Yeah, I think I've heard of this game, right? Is it the
Yeah.
this is still
Grant's-
you have like a big inventory, right?
Yeah.
And you,
giant
can, you
inventory,
mine
right?
like in a circle, and it's 2D.
Yeah, so it's 2D, but it's like you're kind of zoomed out and you can see the ground below you
Right.
and like and above you and everything. And there's like way more bosses to fight. Like there's a lot of progression in the game with like armor and weapons and stuff. And so it's just like it's super
Yeah,
fun.
Grant tried to get me into it, but Grant's
Um,
just too smart for me. I was looking at it and I was like, my brain hurts just looking at this.
Yeah, he's like, all right, this is too much. This is too
Yeah,
much.
me-
Because like, no,
Jake
it's
were
easy. All you
playing
have to
it
do
for a
is
while.
this
It
and
was
this
super
and this
fun.
and this and this and this and this.
It's easy. If you just get some
honestly-
kindling for firewood, you can have a fire, and now you can cook the food that you eat in your survival game. It's like, oh yeah.
It reminds me a lot of Don't Starve. I grinded so many hours on that.
Yes,
game.
Jordan.
Oh
Jordan
my
was
God.
obsessed with Don't Starve. He came to me and he's like, you got to play this game.
And I
I'm
bought
like,
it for so many other people just to play with me, but nobody would.
Nobody would play it. I'm sorry, Jordan. I know. I'm one of them. It looked fun. I was like, oh, it's too much of an investment.
A grind,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
Fun
hard
game.
to get used to
Love the
because then
premise.
like
I love
every
the
time we
artwork.
die,
Tim Burton
we start in
esque,
everything. And it's like, oof, wow.
Yeah.
So, and then at number 3, I got Rocket League.
Of course
I'm
you do.
sure-
Of course you do.
Yes, I freaking love this game.
Is it not soccer with like go-karts, right? Like, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So it's cars that can use boost to fly in the air, and you play soccer, and it's literally the coolest thing in the world.
Is it all accurate? It seems like it's pure luck, right? It's like playing IDARP. It just makes no sense.
Absolutely not. No. Like
Just bouncing around.
I hate that game. But
IDARB is all
Halftime
skill.
Olympics. Halftime Olympics, dude.
Dude, I used to
Yeah,
wreck you
dude.
guys. I remember beating
Hopping
Kevin.
straight
and
photon bikes.
I just remember getting like an 8. And, dude, the photon bikes are cancer.
Those are the best, dude. And the bomb.
Yeah,
saber.
Jordan is so fucking good
Dude,
at
I'm a-
bomber.
A master pumpkin.
But yeah, because like Rocket League is all well. What's so cool about the game is like no other game is like it. That there's no real intuitive, like you don't go into the game in the beginning and you don't start out good at all. It's like completely new, getting used to it, and like especially in the air, like it's a whole new like learning curve and everything.
Yeah, there's no transfer.
So
There's no skill
Grant's
transfer.
playing against
over.
kids in Korea. He's just like, yeah, this is great, man. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Grant's playing against like
Was that
world
a Korean
league-
accent or something?
No, it's
what was that?
Yeah, that's right. Righty ho. Would you like some Lucky Charms? No, what I was trying to do was Grant is playing against the craziest like hacked people. Like they're just like
Oh yeah.
world championship
Sweaty
leaders
boys.
at this game. It's it's
People who are
disgusting.
dripping on their keyboard.
And I'm like driving around and like, ooh, I don't even know how to go after the ball.
Yeah.
You know? I played it for 5 minutes and I was like, this is stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
caveat.
Well, to me, that game,
my
like-
father-in-law he's actually a platinum 2 in Rocket League because he's like that. He's
No
a legend,
way.
dude. Yeah, he's better than Grant.
No way.
Yep.
That is
Are
hilarious.
you serious?
Yeah.
Kelsey's
Grant, you're
dad?
gonna have to
Yeah,
go
dude.
against him,
Travis
dude.
is freaking amazing, bro.
Dude, I want 1v1.
Kelsey's always getting mad because we're going downstairs to watch like a movie together, and he's just on there grinding on Rocket League. And he's like, "Sorry, tournament's on right now." He's like, "I'll be off in about 30."
It's so funny.
And Kelsey's like, "No,
Tournament's
you're
on. He's like wiping sweat from his brow. Sorry, guys. Tournament's on right now.
because
He's got a bucket just to poop in it.
Oh my gosh. Honey, bring me some sandwiches. I'm hungry.
As he's like eating a burrito, a microwavable burrito.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
That
dude,
is
he's a
so
legend.
freaking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Ugh, yeah. But this game, like, it just makes me. I feel satisfied for how many hours I put into this game to like.
It pretty much is Grant's
do amazing
personality.
shots that I'm just
Defines
like,
who he
that
is.
was so worth it.
I feel like that was a good use of my time. Because I know how to spend my time
Essentially.
wisely. I play lots of Rocket League. That is so
Okay.
funny.
All right. So number 2 is Minecraft. I love this game.
Minecraft.
Yes. Because I love how so Minecraft like totally embraces mods, and I've been playing lots of modded Minecraft, and so like you can,
I don't know what a mod is. Sorry, what is that?
So a mod it's a modification to the game, so you can change it. Like there's tons of mods out there that completely change how the game is played, or like
How it looks.
you know,
It could be like
different
Star
things like that, how it
Wars
looks,
theme, like so he looks like you're on a Tatooine or like a planet, or like Lord of the Rings, so it's more like the style. And
So like right
texture
now
of
I've
Lord
been
of the
playing
Rings.
lots of a medieval mod, so like it does like all these things to make it like look more medieval and stuff.
It's like
So
it's like
just
really going
fun.
to the Renaissance fair. Gonna eat some mutton leg. Sorry, Grant, I'm just teasing you,
That's
dude.
fine. No, you're good. I just think it's a very leisurely game that's super fun to play, and
Amazing
and what's fun
soundtrack.
too is
It goes from pants poopingly easy to freaking like terrifying in the night. And if you don't have a fucking bed, forget it, dude. It's
true.
terrifying. Creepers everywhere, zombies.
well, and what's super fun, and so
Yeah,
Elise
through the
is-
pigs, yeah, in the nether, terrifying.
So
Really?
Elise's family, Elise's whole family pretty much plays Minecraft, and so like all of her brothers play, and so we play lots of stuff with them and stuff, so it's fun. And then number 1 is Pokemon for me. Fire Red is number 1, and
That's
then
hilarious. Number one
Emerald
game
is
for both
second,
of you guys,
and then
Pokemon.
Is
Or
Fire Red
Silver
what came
is-
out after Red version, right? Because there was
Yeah.
Red version was the first.
Well,
okay.
it
So
wasn't
it,
necessarily
like-
even right after either, because there were like silver or sapphire. What was it?
Crystal,
Sapphire,
silver, crystal, and
Gem,
silver,
rhinestone.
gold, crystal, and then there was the yellow version.
gold,
and then,
silver, and gold.
Yeah, and then Fire Red and Leaf Green came out.
Yeah,
Or actually,
remember that?
Ruby and
Okay.
Sapphire might have come out before then. I don't know. But anyways, and then
Yeah.
so I love
And then
Emerald.
Fire Fire Red was like a remastering because it had all of Pokemon Red, but then it had more than 150 Pokemon after Cinnabar. You could like go on a ship
Yeah, you
to
can
like
catch the
other
second
islands,
generation after that.
catch the other Pokemon after
You
that.
can catch Dunsparce. Gosh dang that. It's because I got lost.
But there
in
was
this
something
cave.
really
I
cool
could never
about having
find my
your
way out,
XP
and that's
bar.
the only
You
Pokemon
had your
that kept
XP
appearing.
bar. The XP bar was like visible, so you could see when your Pokemon was about to level up, which was pretty cool. The items were a little smoother. The animations were cooler, like, but it had the same feel. And I do like Fire Red was really cool. I did appreciate it.
Like, I do agree with you. The first generation, the first 150 is like definitely the best.
Yes.
But then I think the third generation with the Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, like I think the legendaries in those are like really cool.
Looking.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
For sure. Very intimidating. I just don't get... Like, I mean, let's be real. They literally have a cow wow Pokemon or something like that. It's just a cow, 4 udders, very uncomfortable looking. Like, you're bankrupt.
Does it shoot
You
milk?
don't know
Oh,
You're
sharks.
talking about Milk Tank.
Yeah.
Miltank?
It's called Milk Tank. You can't make this stuff up, guys. I mean, like, Squirtle, again, you're talking about, like, really clever ideas. Like, I mean, like, a Charmander was, like a charred lizard, or Mander, a salamander. It was a Charmander, a charred salamander. Like, very clever names.
How do you describe
Milk
Pikachu,
tank.
Ty?
Like, I'm sorry, but it's a fucking cow. And you're like, hey, wouldn't that be great? I wanted a Pokemon that looks like a cow. Okay, this one's for you, you creepy perv, okay? You like those? I didn't care for it. And then they have Pokemon that are literally pelicans. Like, Pidgey was bad enough and Rattata was bad enough, but you're like, okay, I'm willing to let... Because they were starter Pokemon. They were the useless Pokemon, you know? And then, like, all these other Pokemon start coming out. Like, oh, here's a beached whale. Here's a Pokemon... I mean, like I said, Seal at least had a fetching unicorn. It looked cute. I never wanted him. It's a fetching Dugong. You suck it.
I saw
Dugong.
somebody watching
Seeking.
a
Who the fuck
Pokemon...
wants Seeking? You want
a new
Gyarados.
Pokemon movie, and there was like it looked like an anime character. I'm like, and it was like it looked like a human with
It's
a
insane.
sword.
Yeah, it's insane. With a sword. It's just a man. Help me! I'm not a Pokemon. I'm not actually a Pokemon. Shut up, dude. His name is like Dude or something. Shut up, dude. Use your double slap. I don't want to be here.
Just go back to your
stabbed.
Pokeball.
He just gets shot and stabbed and cut up by Scyther. Oh, Scyther looks so cool. Pinsir looks so cool. Beedrill looks so cool. All useless. Completely useless.
Yeah.
Thank
All
you
right,
for that. Fetching. Dude.
That's my top 10.
Great list.
Hitmonlee looks so cool. Hitmonchan is where it's at. Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, Electric Punch, Water Punch, like all the punches. So you could literally do a fight move with
And
all
then
these cool special
Hitmonlee can
abilities.
do high
Hitmonlee,
jump
kick,
kick,
low kick,
no,
rolling
high
kick,
jump kick
double
to
kick.
damage yourself. Are you kidding me? Your one good move damages yourself. You freaking piece of
I think it's supposed to be
shit.
Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan, right?
Yeah.
Like literally, Anyway, Hitmonlee looks so much cooler than Hitmonchan, but Hitmonchan is just so much better. But who would really use him in the end anyway? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna start my list off with Pokemon Red. Yes, it's there, dude. I made my list. I didn't know any of you guys would even mention Pokemon, but yes, it's an incredible game. And real quick, I just want to know my 6 Pokemon: Mewtwo, or it would be Abra that eventually go to
Alakazam.
Kadabra. Never had anyone to trade with, so I never got Alakazam.
Shame.
Would have loved Alakazam, but I don't have friends that play Pokemon. So I don't have friends, period. So I don't, you can't trade. And it's a Pokemon that only evolves once you've traded him. And if you trade Pokemon with anyone anyway, they don't even listen to you. They're like, oh, Pokemon was loafing around. They don't listen to you. And I'm like,
Let me just
what the fuck?
sleep
You're gonna
mid-battle.
die. You're going to die. We are going to lose this battle if you do not do as I tell you. Stop loafing around. Stop.
Or they just go to sleep, Ty, because it's a good time to take a nap. Level 36 Charizard when I'm in the beginning of the game. You piece of garbage.
So here's my team of 6 Pokemon, right? It's Gyarados, it's Charizard, and it's the Psychic Pokemon. It was always Kadabra. Then when you get Mewtwo, it's Mewtwo. And then for Electric, you get Zapdos. And then sometimes I used to go between Snorlax because he was so darn cute.
Yes.
Just so much HP and could learn Surf. He was a heaven sent. And then there's one more. I can't even think
I
for
used,
the
I
life
used
of
to
me,
rock
but yeah.
Charizard, Gengar, Mr. Mime,
Mr. Moon.
Raichu, Articuno, and then
The other legendary birds, yeah.
what was my 6th? Oh, Gyarados.
Gyarados.
I always went with Blastoise though.
Yeah, Grandma
Blastoise.
Blastoise
No,
because he likes
Charizard all the
boys.
way.
Dude, Squirtle was my main.
Well, I wanted to be just like Ash Ketchum and have all the Pokemon he had, but you
I
have to
know.
trade in order to get them all.
Right. Unless you play Yellow. Yellow, you get Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle. And you
Yeah.
have Pikachu that follows you, which is pretty cool. So there's that version where you can get all 3 of them, and that is pretty sweet. But yeah, if you don't... I think in Red, you can technically catch a Squirtle in the island where
Yes, you can.
Articuno's found.
The place, no.
Very rare.
No-
Very seldom does he appear.
Yeah.
But...
And by that point, you would have to level him up for 9 years to be useful.
And who the freak didn't go to the Safari Zone and wanted Kangaskhan or whatever? What's his name?
Yeah,
Kangaskhan?
Kangaskhan.
Genghis
Looks
Khan.
so cool. He's also useless, but he just looks so cool.
Yeah, but
Then
then
you throw the bait. Oh, Pokemon's eating bait, and then you throw a Safari Ball, and it's like you miss completely, and you're like, okay, I guess I'll throw more bait.
I'm gonna
Ran
throw
away.
a rock.
Or I'll throw a rock. Oh, Pokemon's angry, ran away, and you're like, oh, what the fuck? Like, it's absolutely the worst. So, yeah, that was very, very stressful. But I think Red is just an amazing game. I can't believe I can't remember the Pokemon IDs. Because, yeah, I would try to catch Pikachu in the forest, and I'd use Pikachu early on. But once you get Articuno, or Zapdos, you don't need fetching Pikachu. Get out of here.
Would you use Dragonite?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you get a Dratini, the gambling place. You just pay for those
yeah.
coins, dude. A fetching grind. You'd sell all these items and get the fetching coin case. You buy. Yeah, anyway. So, yeah,
Those
get the
slot
dragon.
machines were AIDS, dude. You're like,
I love that Ash actually smiles. The game is like, yes, gambling is good. Ash is happy when you gamble. It's the only time you see him show emotion in the entire video game, and he's happy gambling. I don't know what that's trying to teach your kids in the future generation, but anyway, just love that. Pokemon Red is awesome. Okay, next on my list, I actually put Roller Coaster Tycoon, and I have no shame in admitting this, because when I was a kid, there was nothing more gratifying than building a theme park and making money, building and designing any roller coaster you wanted to.
And having people throw up.
So much fun. And then having my
yeah.
sister's ex-boyfriend make fun of me and emasculate me because I like playing Roller Coaster Tycoon. So thanks, Alex, for that. This idiot comes over and he's like,
dang.
yeah, he comes up to me, he's like, oh, you played Roller Coaster Tycoon? I'm like, yeah. It's like, what a loser. Man, you must suck right now. Like, he was
I
so
still
mean.
play it on my phone. I love it.
Dude. Yeah, thanks to you, Jordan. I downloaded it on my phone, and now I play it casually when I'm like on the toilet. I'm just like, hey, I'll design a roller coaster today, you know? Just amazing. Okay, so anyway, Roller Coaster Tycoon, no shame admitting it. It's like, it's got all the things that you love.
And not the
Making
stupid
money.
3D version, the original.
No, yeah, the old one.
When the guy apparently designed it out of using like 2-bits or whatever it's called. However, he designed it, and that's why the new one is so crappy quality, because in this one it's like, I don't know how to describe it. You have to look at it.
You have a way
it's like
with
a
words,
2D
Jordan.
game, and
Yeah, it's true.
I love it. So yeah, designing your own roller coasters, making a successful theme park, hiring staff, everything. You run your own theme park. I love roller coasters as a kid. It's very nostalgic for me.
Well, it's just
Disneyland,
the
all
look
that.
of it looks so much better than the game that came
Well,
after
and
it.
the
It's
sounds.
crazy.
The sounds,
For sure.
just like,
Yeah.
I'll forever
Iconic.
remember those.
In fact, they use those sounds in movies. Watch
Yeah.
for movies, they use sounds from Roller Coaster Tycoon. Again, they're very popular sound bites of roller coasters, of people screaming on rides. But those sound bites are used in very popular movies these days. And I always hear it, and I'm like, my childhood, it's just
I always
bubbling.
laugh like Babadook when like the monster screams, and it's like the classic dragon scream.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Yeah, they used it in
It's
like
so funny.
Petrie. What's the Land Before Time? There's that dinosaur or whatever it sound.
Spike speaks for the
that
first time. That's when you
mother-
jump the shark. Spike's character, I know. Spike's character is not supposed to talk, but he does.
Just a scream ducky.
That's when you jump the shark. Okay, number 3 is Spider-Man. Okay, any Spider-Man game. Holy fudge! I just played
Yeah,
the
those are
PS4,
good.
PS5, the PS5 version.
Amazing.
Open world Spider-Man.
Amazing.
I bought the PS5 so I could play that game. That's the truth. I spent $700 so I could play a nostalgic video game. But again, this goes back to Spider-Man the movie video game, which was on the computer. Oh my gosh, the
Those were
coolest
so
video
much
game.
fun.
You could play as Green Goblin. Like, oh my gosh, anything better than that? You fight Shocker in the sewers.
Dude,
You'd fight
Shocker's so
Scorpion.
cool.
You'd fight Vulture. You'd fight like all these cool things. They even had a sequel that was still pretty good. You'd fight Mysterio, Doc Ock, all those kinds of things. They had the Amazing Spider-Man from the 64, which we didn't own, but I own now. But you also had the Amazing Spider-Man that you play on the computer. And yes, Kevin and I would quote the Scorpion.
There you are.
Jameson.
Dude.
Where are you?
Dude,
There
that
you
level is
are.
so annoying. In Carnage, bro, that level is so hard.
Yeah, pretty terrifying. Dude, the friendship when he turns Carnage, Doc Ock is like, "Oh, die!" pretty terrifying.
Yeah, it is horrifying.
So anyway, any of the Spider-Man games are just awesome. You can't
Let's just say that game, that game's cutscenes was better than Venom Carnage.
So yeah, Spider-Man games are awesome. And anytime I played Ultimate Alliance, Spider-Man was always on my team. Always. Love you, Spider-Man. Any version of the Spider-Man game. Cannot wait for I think they're coming out with Spider-Man 2 for PlayStation 5. Oh my gosh.
Yep, and it's going to have Miles
Cannot
Morales.
wait. Yes. Well, they had a Miles Morales
Skin.
edition.
Yeah.
It wasn't a full video game, but it's still good too. All
I
Spider-Man
thought it was like a
games are
story
fucking
expansion
awesome.
or something. But yeah.
It really was. And he's even in the Spider-Man 1, so I feel like I didn't need to get it. But I did watch like playthroughs, and I'm like, it still looks fun, but like, I don't know if I'm going to buy it. I think I'll just wait till Spider-Man 2 comes out because the story was great. I was like, this is amazing. Like a video game with a good story, great cutscenes, and it's still
It's literally
expanded on the
Spider-Man
Spider-Man
Shadow of
universe.
War, or Shadow of Mordor.
Pretty much, yeah.
They were like the open world platform. This changed for me. See, so I'm going to mention the next game. And you guys are going to understand all this. I played this game called I'm not proud of this, Mom. Grand Theft Auto 5, and
The story's
this
amazing.
game changed my life. Okay, you play
Started using
like
drugs
a
after
three
it.
deploy.
Changed.
I got meth teeth after it. Yeah, it changed me. I started doing meth.
But they hired
game-
like amazing actors. Like the
This
story
game
is amazing.
is so bonkers. Okay, have you guys played it, Cameron Grant?
I've just played around
I
driving
played
around
it
a
a
car,
little bit.
but
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I've
so
never done the
unbelievable. The
main
story,
story.
you play as three different characters, like an Italian mob boss, a dirty redneck that doesn't give two flying fudges about anything.
and it's Jesse.
It's
from
played by
Jesse
Aaron.
Pinkman.
Aaron
Really?
Paul is the voice, dude. It is so funny. Like, he is white trash, and it is so funny. And then 3, you play as like this African-American dude that's just so down on his luck, but he starts to build up wealth by running crime. It's so freaking cool, dude. It was the first open world game that I'd ever played. And what's so great about this game, critics and people that think it's too violent, they're right. It can be violent. But what's so funny is the game designers are like, whoa, no, hold on now. You can do things like yoga. You can obey every single law on the books and play the game. You can drive the speed limit. You can be an upstanding citizen. You can earn money. You can go to golf. You can play golf. You can do like all these very mundane things. But when you play this game, everyone wants to know what it's like to go up to someone, throw a granny out of her car, and take her car, drive off, shoot up some policemen, like fly a helicopter into the sun.
After you throw her out of the car, you don't just drive off, you run over her.
You run over her first, and then drive off. Yes, and then you got like 4. You have like 4 stars of the SWAT teams.
This
are
is
coming
the
after you.
reason that
Dude.
the boomers believe that we're all killing each other.
See, this is a game that our parents, if they'd found out, they'd been like, this is just diabolical. It's evil. And they're not wrong. It's just so much
I know,
fun.
it's horrible.
It's
I
fun,
love-
dang it, Jan, get it?
I love going into the police station and just start mowing them down. It's horrible. That's so bad.
on the watch list now.
Yes, Jordan is now on a list, a government
And
list.
then going straight to 5 stars.
Yes, it just goes straight. Yeah, if you kill a cop, dude, you're right up there. Dude,
Or dropping yourself off, like going on that helicopter, dropping yourself off on top of the building, just sniping people as they're running by.
oh my gosh. Jordan's like, I fantasized a bit all the time. So yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5 changed my life. It was the first open world game I ever played, and I was like, why would any other game be anything other than this? And I found out that, yeah, Assassin's Creed, the Star Wars, Shadow of Mordor, all these games started coming out, and they were like open world. Everyone just loves the freedom to do what
I would
they
just
want to
love
do.
in Grand Theft Auto 6 if you could go into people's houses. Maybe that's taking it too far, but I would really love that.
I
Jordan's the freaking guy
want to kill
from
people where they
Unbreakable,
feel
just
the
walks
most
in,
safe.
I live here now. I live here now. He just ties up the original owners in the
Well,
basement.
and I would love to like be able to kill people and not have other people know about it, you know? So you're like, it could be a serial killer.
That is terrifying.
So
is
Friday the
terrifying.
13th, Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan.
Yeah, which is getting into my list, but Ty, you go first.
Oh my gosh, dude. So yeah, that game changed me. Like, it was just unbelievable. The coolest thing I'd ever seen up until that point. And anyway, so yeah, lots of love and respect for the Grand Theft Auto 5. And again, story-wise, it just kicked so much butt. It seriously was so cool. You were breaking into buildings. You were pulling off this big heist at the end, and you had to do all these mini missions to get ready for it. So you had to steal this truck from a car lot, and the owner would come after you, and he was like, like trying to kill you. And then later in the game, all the characters end up meeting up at the end. It's just so good. It
I love
literally is so much
Cameron and Grant's list. They got like Pokemon and stuff, and me and Ty, we have like Grand Theft Auto. Auto, Resident Evil, like all these horrible games.
Yes, horrible games. Exactly. Horrible games.
Well, it's just because video games, I feel like, got super big at different stages. Me and Grant were like 7 through 10, and you guys were in high school, so like understandably.
For sure. Number 4 is one I'm playing now. It's Horizon Zero Dawn. Some of the coolest graphics and storytelling. I think it's so
I've heard
fun.
lots of good things about that game.
It's so unbelievably cool. It's like it is Last of Us. Literally, it's like the same game as Last of Us, except there is more arrow shooting than Last of Us had. But what I love about it is like this dystopian future where technology got so advanced, the robots ended up recreating themselves and like reproducing on their own, and then ended up nearly wiping out technology. So everyone's like been reduced to cavemen, and you fight like these giant robot android, like there's like robot horses, there's robot just animals that like are in the field, like velociraptor looking things that you fight, and it is like a survival game meets like strategy, and it's just unbelievably cool. Like, check out the game if you've never seen it. Horizon Zero Dawn is just so cool. Like, and
Only
you
on
want to talk about
PlayStation,
female empowerment, it's fucking
unfortunately.
awesome, and it works
Yeah.
because again you're a survivalist, so you're just shooting with arrows. Sometimes you can fight with a staff or a spear, but like again, it's just cavemen fighting these awesome looking robots. It's so cool. It's unbelievably cool. So
PlayStation has the best exclusive games.
they
Xbox
really do.
Is very
they really
lacking
do.
on that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Xbox, pick up the game here, all right? Come on, Bill Gates. You can spend all your days making a pregnant man emoji, but you can't fetching design a cool exclusive game? What's wrong with you? Gosh, what an idiot. Okay, 5, Call of Duty. Any Call of Duty game, yes. Warzone included in that. I play religiously every weekend. It's for the camaraderie. As much as I like playing the single player and the multiplayer, I just love playing with friends, chatting, you know, on
that's
headset.
the only reason.
Fetching noob, man. I fetching noob.
Fortnite lately
Yeah,
came out with a
Fortnite.
no build mode, and that's what me and my buddies have just been playing because I got super big at the end of my high
No-build
school.
mode?
Yeah, so it's just essentially
So
it's,
just
like,
the
it's
killing,
Warzone. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. That's fun.
Yeah, because otherwise they're just building towards the sun. It's just like
Yeah, it's
Right?
just a bunch of
You're just
fetching
like,
sweaty.
Freaking hit this guy. I love it, dude. That's so funny. And then, so yeah, Call of Duty, and including zombies, like some of the best ones, Black Ops 2 and 3, so much fun. Like, you know, Transit, we've mentioned all the other maps, but like Nuketown was great. High Rise was so much fun. Like, just so many iconic, like, I still
Sticks and
remember
Stones.
the
Sticks and Stones.
Sticks and Stones, dude. Oh my gosh. Sticks and Stones
Humiliated.
of Black Ops 2.
Humiliated.
Dude, yeah, bankrupting people with the tomahawk. Oh my
Humiliated.
gosh, are there few things that is gratifying as bouncing the tomahawk off the ground or a wall and just hearing the sound of the money just like, just falling out, like bottoming out from under you. There's nothing as gratifying as bankrupting somebody. So great fun. And so
Or
much
in
fun
gun
out
game when
playing
Jordan
with
is a
friends.
psychopath and hunting you down with his knives.
Those setbacks, dude.
Great. And yeah, Call of Duty, it's just an unbelievably timeless game. And it's just, you know, there's the first person shooters, just there's nothing that got close to it. Like Medal of Honor, poor guys, they just got wiped out. We got mopped the
On
floor.
the
with them.
PSP, it was so much fun.
It was.
I
And
haven't played
GameCube,
anything else
really
since
fun.
then,
But
yeah.
again, Call of Duty just kept going, and they literally just cornered that market. There's just, like, I played Destiny, I'm just like, oh, well, I don't like it as much as Call of Duty. But I'm like, hey, it's a futuristic, cool-looking world. You're shooting aliens and robots.
Well,
It's
that's
not the same.
that's tearing off of Halo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit more than Halo. I can't even stand Halo. I'm sorry. I just want to say how much I,
I hate Halo.
Doesn't make
I
my list, and
agree.
I hate it.
I
so.
mean, it was fun playing some multiplayer games with you guys.
Yeah, like
Oh,
and then
snipers
you
on
yelling-
lane or
Yelling at Ryan. You-
Yeah, that was so funny. And I have to turn it off.
I love it.
I was trying not to swear.
And then Ryan just kept headshotting Jordan. He goes,
I love it, dude. Dude, or my favorite too, real quick. I just have to mention on Call of Duty. Well, this is not Call of Duty. On Medal of Honor, playing on the GameCube, playing as the French girl and hearing her scream when she got shot. And then they just ragdoll and fall
Yes,
to the ground.
I love ragdoll effects.
So funny, dude. So
That's
good.
funny.
Okay, so number 6 is StarCraft. StarCraft 2, Star Wars Battlegrounds.
dude, you
I
played
can't
so
decide
many
between these
hours
3
on
games.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole genre.
So what do you call this strategy? It's like Age of Empires, right? You have resources, you build up a base and an army, and then go attack and conquest. I think it's called conquest style. It's like third-person overview.
Mr. Christensen.
So I tried to play StarCraft. And the teacher's like, well, we have until October for our presentations. I'm like, oh, great, I got time to kill. But of course, he's like, you need to start working on it now because it's going to take you until then. So I started playing StarCraft, and everyone else is getting to work on their PowerPoint presentations. And he comes up behind me, like, because he can see all the computer monitors because they're all facing him to make sure none of the kids are goofing off and they're supposed to be working. And I'm sitting there playing StarCraft. He's like, and then he comes over to me. And I was like, wait, did I misunderstand? I thought you said we have till October 2nd is when it's due. And he's like, you need to get started on it now. Dang it! I was having a great time, dude, playing StarCraft. Oh my gosh, that's such hilarious. A great game. That's a StarCraft.
Dude,
1.
I used to play Marble Blast Gold Marble Blast Gold in classes.
Yo, that game! I totally forgot about that game.
Marble Blast Gold. I don't think I've heard of that. Is it also?
It's on the old Mac.
Yeah,
it's like you control this little marble, and it's like there's like all these like different like things you have to like go on to or whatever to like get to a certain spot. Those were so hard.
Yeah, it was when we transferred to that Catholic school. It like that they had a bunch of Macs because they were like a private school, and so that was like the only game they had on it. And I would just grind on that when we were supposed to be typing. That's probably why I'm illiterate to this day on typing. I just speak text and everything.
Right.
Love it. And I don't even know if I could add this. So again, so that was sick. StarCraft and Battlegrounds. Like again, just collecting resources and then sending out your armies to fight. Again, I can't decide which one I like better. Like I love StarCraft, but like Battlegrounds, like you can choose between 8 different races: the Rebel Alliance, Galactic Empire, Gungans, Wookiees, Confederation, the
Trade
Federation.
The cheat code Simon says, and you get the little Ewok.
Simon the Killer Ewok. Then it dies. So good, dude. Fetching gratifying, dude. Force Nova, Force Food, Force everything, Force Build. Everything's instantaneous, and now everyone's fighting to the death. It's just so much unbelievably fun.
That is so funny.
Another great one that I liked it was Robin Hood: Legend of Sherwood Forest. So this is my number 7. I don't know why this game was unbelievably fun. It's a lot like this StarCraft and Star Wars Battlegrounds, but this one is just you only have like a team of like 4 or 5 guys, or a Maid Marian included or whatever. But you would like make this team move through different locations, and you had like certain missions and tasks. It was like a blend between like they did this also
beating
in
people
Commando.
overhead with their stars swinging around their head.
Yeah, you'd knock them out or you'd kill them in like some maps
and
tie
them up.
Their clothes.
Tie them up, and that's where we would joke. That's where I kept saying alms for the poor or whatever. Like, there's these beggars. You can pay them for information and they can let you know about people's identity. It was so unbelievably fun. It's super quotable. The sound bites.
It's kind of like Shadow of Mordor before Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, so that was one that came to mind, was just the command, and Commandos was another great one that Kevin got me into because it's the same gameplay, but it's even harder. You're fighting, it's World War II. You're a team of like renegade Americans that are going through like Nazi-occupied Poland and France and Germany. It's so freaking cool. And like
the game?
It literally is actually, yeah, it literally is. And what's so great is there's a sniper guy, and he's just got the most feminine voice, but it's awesome, but he's just like, going. It's
I
like,
remember
I don't know
that.
why the soundbite is so funny. It's like laugh out loud funny because it's just so over the top. But the game is so fetching cool, and it's that same style where you have like a team of 5 guys, and you have to try to solve these puzzles, defeat the enemies, and then get out, with your lives unscathed. And you couldn't just blatantly like go out and attack. Like if you played anything other than easy, you had to be very strategic. You couldn't just blow through the map and like get it done. You had to like knock people out one at a time. You had to be very methodic, and you really felt like Robin Hood, dude. You were stealing from the rich, and not from the rich, but the corrupt government, and giving it back to the poor people that they overtaxed. It was just so cool, dude. So anyway, loved it. You can set traps. Like Robin Hood would set these traps where like tree logs would come down and knock a convoy over. You could rob dead bodies. Like just so many fun things, and each of the characters had like special abilities that would help you in your mission. So super duper awesome. And I can't mention, again, this is gonna make no sense to people that haven't played it. You kill the archers and they cry out, well, as they die. I don't get it. I don't know why. It's just hilarious. They die, well. Like, I guess it's the last word they say when they die, and it's literally laugh out loud funny. I'm dying. Those guys were so gratifying to kill. The freaking armored guys, you couldn't shoot arrows at them because they were completely clothed in armor. You fire arrows at them, they bounce off of them. Just so gratifying when they finally died. I'm dying. You're like, that's right. You're fetching dying. Sorry. Anyway. Okay, so that was 7. Number 8, The Last of Us, guys. This is so much like Horizon Zero Dawn. This is a survival game. It's an action-packed game. The story was like unlike anything I'd ever played up to that point. It was so gripping, and the graphics were so real. Loved The Last of Us. I think it was one of my favorite openers to a video game where like chaos is ensuing. There's a whole outbreak and pandemonium is striking, and it literally nearly brought me to tears. Like the opener is very heart-wrenching, and it's so good. Highly recommend if you haven't played it. And again, the Last of Us again has a very much feel of like The Walking Dead and stuff, but this one was very different. And Uncharted is another great video game franchise, but I definitely didn't mark it above Last of Us. But Uncharted are really fun. You're like a treasure hunter like Indiana Jones and stuff like that. But anyway, The Last of Us is just unbelievably good. And they totally end up in Salt Lake City, and you see the Salt Lake City temple. Just saying, pretty cool.
When you see those giraffes,
the giraffes, yes. When you see the moment in the game where you see the giraffes, look for the temple in the background. It's pretty awesome. So that was 8. Number 9, The Walking Dead comic book video game.
The Telltale
Telltale.
series.
The Telltale series Walking Dead video game is unlike any other video game series I've ever played. It was the most gripping,
literally a movie.
addicting thing I've ever played in my entire life up until that point. I ignored calls from my mother. Mom, I'm very sorry. She calls me and she's like, doesn't she know I'm busy? Stop calling me. I played this game. I forced everyone that I was roommates to play this game. Watching them go through like these really difficult moral decisions was so gratifying. I would film my friends' reaction to them playing the video game. That's how much of a psycho I was. I just loved getting the reaction, being like, wait, was there anything I could have done? Oh, I feel terrible. Or like, oh gosh, like I'm a monster. So much fun. And the storytelling is unbelievably awesome. It's like a choose your own adventure story where you get to choose between the 4 buttons of like how to talk. But it's really just a movie. So you
but
watch
it's time.
it
That's the best part. It's like
time.
you have to make a decision quick.
Yeah. The time is running out, and if you don't make a choice, it'll just make one for you, or you do nothing. So it's like, oh, like say this thing, reassure them, or no, tell them. And then sometimes you have to choose between 2 characters. Who are you going to save? You're going to let one person die and choose a life over the other, and there's always consequences to who you save and who you kill. And it's just unbelievably good. And it is like the best zombie survival story ever. And it's better than the video game. It's up there with it's better than the video game. It's better than the TV show. It's better than some of the comic book, because it had its own story, but some of it was taken from the comics, and they just blended so well together. You follow Lee and Clementine, you're like, I will do anything for this girl. I will die for Clementine. Unbelievably good. So I think that was 9. And then the last one, this is tough. I had a hard time choosing, but this is not by any means my favorite. Like I said, I didn't put them in any order, but is The Sims. Playing this stupid game. Okay, the reason I did this is because I haven't played The Sims in years. But when I was a kid, something about creating a fictitious avatar of yourself, putting him into this situation where, again, if you played with no cheats, you had to grind. You had to make your character go to bed in a crappy small house like that wasn't good enough for his needs.
We were so poor, the maid came by and took our urn when we burned and died.
When you die, you'd have an urn of ashes that you'd be like, well, you can't pay me, and you'd take the urn with her, like, as payment. That's so funny. Because if you couldn't afford a smoke alarm and you had a crappy stove, it catches fire all the time, like constantly. So your house is constantly on fire. The fire department's over there as fast as they can. You tell your character to wake up from sleep. It's like waking the dead. They're so slow moving. They finally get up there and half of your house is on fire now. And you're like, please put out the fire with your fire extinguisher. And then if they get trapped, your sim burns to death alive. Like, terrifying. You could trap your Sims in the pool, make them swim indefinitely until they drown. Terrifying.
And the cheat Rosebud.
Rosebud, semicolon. You could just grow all the money you want, dude, and then make your dream house with all the cool, fancy things, design the coolest things in Sims. And it extended to the Sims 2. I had the PlayStation Portable, and I played Sims 2, and it was like, kind of, what do you call it, third person? Like, yeah, you're like following yourself with the camera, and you could go throughout this town. You could do jobs for people. You could, like, kill the dead and, like, climbing out of graves. You could still build a house, but that was kind of secondary. It was like you're just living life, and it kind of freaked me out. One day I was playing Sims in high school, and it was like, do the dishes, shower, go to work, and I'm like, I was like, I haven't showered today. It kind of freaked me out.
I haven't done that myself.
I haven't even done it myself, and that was a big wake up moment where I largely stopped playing so much. But like when I was growing up, playing Sims was just the most fun. I laughed so hard I nearly pissed my pants. I had so much fun playing that game. For hours and hours and hours, just playing, accumulating wealth, spending on fictitious things for my stupid avatar to live his life happy. Absolutely insane, but that Sims game was so unbelievably a big part of my childhood. Anyway, Jordan, you go ahead, man. You're top.
Yeah, let's see. So starting at number 10, South Park, The Fractured But Whole. And
even. Yeah, they have
Wait,
a game.
is this Xbox or what is this?
Yeah, how does this work?
So after watching 32 seasons of the entire series and then playing this game is like the most satisfying, gratifying game I've ever played. And it's just because it has everything I loved throughout the series, like hilarious jokes, fun gameplay, just the jokes go even further. It's like, it has everything I love and more.
Is it a mobile game?
No, it's on the Xbox. That's where I played it. And then number 9, I got Advanced Warfare Exo Zombies, which...
Oh, yeah, cheap.
Personally, Exo Zombies is my favorite just because I love double jump.
It is.
Except those stupid blue zombies, those electric ones drive me crazy.
Or
And then...
infected
Knockout
rounds,
pursuit.
bro.
and just the limbo gun. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with that. And then I love that gambling machine, throwing grenades in it.
Throwing
Grenade,
grenades,
yeah.
spamming the nades inside the
And it's so cool. You can actually beat those exo zombies. Like there's actual missions that you can do. And I beat one of them, the very first one, but I couldn't beat the other ones. It's just too hard.
Dang, yeah.
And it's just such a grind because if you get to like the very end, just right before you get it, after you spent like I got like 2 hours in or 3 hours, and then I died, and then I had to start all the way over to win it again. It's just like, dang. What an achievement. And then number 8 is Far Cry 3. Holy crap, is this game ever amazing? But
it is amazing. I did play that. It's very addicting.
The story is so good. The gameplay is unbelievably fun, and but it has so much language. Like I've never heard some people swear so much in my life. Just anytime you throw a grenade or fire your gun, like F that, what the F is that? And then if you listen to them talk to each other, they're so perverse and dirty. He's like, oh man, I should have. He's like, it's itching so much. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like. It's the most crazy game, and the gameplay is so much fun. And then number 7 is an indie game called Inside. I freaking love this game.
It's a puzzle solving one where you turn into the giant blob at the end. Oh my god!
Yeah, it's just a 2D game. You go forward and back, but the story and gameplay is so good. It just reminds me of what's the aliens come and take over the world. What is that? And he goes, "Raw." Do you know what I'm talking about, Ty? Or like,
The Last of Us? Or
no,
wait, no,
Star
Wars?
Oh, you're talking about, oh gosh, what's it?
iDog.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It reminds me of that.
Very dystopian, very dystopian.
Yeah,
future.
like aliens are taking over and there's a parasite and trying to get you.
And all these lab coats, and they're all trying to capture you.
Which also is pretty similar to Little Nightmares. That's also a really fun one.
Yeah, these 2D scrollers are making a comeback. Really beautifully told stories and...
Number 6 is... the ending kind of reminds me of not the Thing, but like your creature. Anyways.
It's insane, dude.
Part 6 is... Sorry, number 6 is The Walking Dead Telltale. So I played all the Telltale games all the way through.
Yeah, the Batman Jurassic Park.
Batman's amazing.
Wolf Among Us.
Oh, Jurassic Park I think is the only one I didn't get through.
Yeah,
so.
They had too many button mashes because there were times where like push the buttons to get this part, and it's like that's not the best part of the gameplay. Like no one cares about hitting.
Yeah, they did Back to the Future, and it was actually really hard to get through.
yes, it is. And then you're like, no one enjoys doing that part of the game. Like everyone likes the story, and the Jurassic Park was exciting, but yes, it was like push triangle, or you have to go through this thing again. You're like, I don't. Just get me through the game. I just care about the story. And I care about the relationships. I don't care about pushing triangle at the right time. Well,
Walking Dead Season 1 is the best. I played Season 2 and the last one. It wrapped it up really well, but oh my goodness, it's amazing to see Clementine's progression throughout the entire series.
Yes, unbelievable.
So good, and I thought that season wrapped it up so perfectly. But the first season is amazing. You, as Lee, protecting Clementine, I don't think there's anything better than that. It reminds me...
Video game of the year, and justly so. It was in 2012. It's one of the greatest
like you said, and I love playing with different people. Every person I played with has different opinions and different choices.
Nick, dude, I'm going to keep the guy alive because he's going to help me out. I'm like, dude, I'm keeping the chick, dude. She's the gun. And he was always like, I don't know, dude, the guy who could wire remotes and stuff. Nick is so funny, dude. Freaking choosing Aaron
Number 5
Carla.
would be Dead Space. It's just like Resident Evil 4, but...
Oh, Dead Space? Yes,
the grisliest. It's Resident Evil, or no, it's Silent Hill meets...
No, it's Resident Evil 4, the same shooting style.
Well, yeah, and Resident Evil shooting style, so you're right. But I was just thinking, the monstrosities from freaking Silent Hill meets, what's her name? Samus,
Metroid?
Metroid Prime Hunter, yeah. It's like that, but meets the Silent Hill creatures, dude. It's like... And you're instead of shooting the mass of their body, you have to shoot out their fetching limbs so they're weaker. It's so just... And you walk up to them and crush them. Just so
Yeah, the
That
first
game
one
is
and the second
insane. Yeah,
are so good.
Unbelievably good.
The third one, I don't know. Just it was owned by different companies, so it's not great. And then number 4, we've already talked about Resident Evil 4, but obviously love it. And
then we had to mention it. Yeah.
That's my favorite of the series. Resident Evil 4. 1 is next. And then Friday the 13th, the game. I know none of you guys. I've tried to convince you to play this, but
I played it. You've convinced me, and I have played it. I played it at least for an hour and a half.
I've spent millions of hours on this game. Not millions, but a lot of hours on this game, and I love it so much.
Dude.
Like, there's 2 achievements that only 0.01% have gotten, and I was working towards those. I almost got it.
Which is surprising because only 8 people played the game ever.
No, it actually has a huge cult following. Unfortunately, though, one of the companies got upset and they tried suing.
Sorry, it's turning too many people into serial killer wannabes.
But
no, you were gonna say about lawsuit, right? Yeah.
And so they lost the rights to it, and so they turned it into when one person quits, if they're hosting the game, it kicks everybody off, which is so infuriating because when one person dies, like obviously they're gonna leave and not just sit around because there's a lot of waiting time, and I think a lot of people don't like that. I don't mind it at all, and I love it so much. Working together to try to escape and like trying to repair a car quickly. It's like, anyways, it's amazing. I spent so many hours on that game.
That game is insane and it's terrifying.
It is so fun.
Very uncomfortable. It's like the people that play Slenderman. I'm like, why?
They're coming out with
Alien
a new
Isolation,
game.
All these games.
They're doing a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I'm really excited about.
Oh my gosh! Of course they are. Oh
and
my
then,
gosh!
Number 2 is Dead Rising. Ty, this reminds me of the Harry Potter games, which we forgot to mention, but
honorable mentions. We're gonna throw out all the games at once. Yeah.
Dead Rising, it's amazing. You're in a mall. It's just like Dawn of the Day.
Oh, right.
It's like Dawn of the Dead.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've tried playing the other ones. Don't care for them. They're not very fun at all. The sequels that came after, but the first one is so good.
Yeah. You can use like anything to kill zombies, right? Like
anything. It's so much fun. Yeah. But then there's a really great story in it too, and the boss at the very end is so hard. You're on top of a tank, and you have to literally just punch him until hopefully he falls into the zombies. It's craziness.
That's fun. I'll have to write that one down.
And then number 1 game, Grant mentioned it, Shadow of Mordor. Shadow of Mordor is my favorite game of all time.
Shadow of War.
Let me just list off real quick my honorable mentions. I'll just list
them.
Just
list off your honorable mentions, because I do want to do an episode per topic.
Yeah.
So Shadow of Mordor, greatest. There's nothing more satisfying than cutting up orcs. And then, like you said, when you die,
or just dominating them, just slapping your hand against the side of their face. You little baby.
Yes. It's like a game that it doesn't stop when you die. It like just keeps moving forward.
Yes.
Like, that's genius.
When you die, it's like,
and they get stronger.
They get promoted, and they're like, and then they get new abilities, more armor. They're even harder to kill, and you're like, oh, you're so pissed. You're like, I'm coming back just for you. I'm gonna target this orc and find him, stalk him.
One of my favorite
videos
from high school is Grant playing that game and Mom walking in, and Grant's executing an orc, and she's like, "What are you playing?" And then it just shows him slicing off the head. I'm like, "Don't worry, Mom, it's PG."
Just rips his head off. Dude,
executions are so satisfying.
It reminds me so much of Battlefront 2 because you can play a version where you're just like playing Protect the Castle, and then the castle always gets overrun because it's impossible to defend. I've done it like twice successfully out of like the 14 times that I've tried to defend the castle. I think I've saved it successfully like twice because they make it intentionally much harder so it lengthens the game runtime because they always take it and then you have to go take it back. It's very disappointing.
I'm just going to mention real quick the games that haven't been mentioned on my honorable mentions is just Cuphead on the Xbox, Madden video games, NBA 2K. I recently 100%ed Cuphead a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
Cuphead is cool. Nice. They actually have a show on Netflix. I want to watch it. I don't know if you guys have seen
I've watched
it yet.
a little bit of it. It's decent.
I love the animation. It's
Wiki
really
Woo
cool.
2, amazing.
Wacky Woo 2. Yeep.
Wiki Woo.
I thought it was Wiki.
Oh, Wiki Woo. I thought it was Wiki.
I think it actually might be Wacky. I don't know. Anyway.
It's probably Wacky. I don't think Wiki makes any sense, but Woo doesn't either.
I'm telling you, it's Wiki.
Okay, and then Hot Wheels, the hit Hot Wheels on the PC.
Dude, yes. I love that
Dude, I'm not
game.
gonna lie. My son, his name is Otto, and the villain in the Hot Wheels game is Otto. That was the first time I ever heard I'm not saying my son was directly named after a Hot Wheels villain, but he may have been named after a Hot Wheels villain. There it is,
That's
folks.
awesome.
You heard it here first on the podcast.
Cameron, are you going to mention Bionicle?
Dude,
Binonicles!
Bionicle, the game is a masterpiece.
Binonicles.
Yeah, I used to always say Binonicle because I was illiterate.
Binonicles.
And then Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, and then just the Sonic the PC game that I used to freaking, oh my gosh, the bosses were so
that satisfying
freaking
coin
hard.
sound, dude.
Yeah. And when you get hit by one
awesome.
spike and lose 4 million coins, oh my gosh, bro.
Yeah, you lose all of them.
You lose all of them, dude, or it cuts it in half at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can try to scoop them all back up.
right.
Ty, did you have
Grant.
Aladdin or Street Fighter on your list
Dude,
of
all
games?
these are here. See, I will
okay.
blow through all
Okay,
these.
Grant,
but
go
yeah,
real quick,
Grant, do you have
Okay,
other honorable
so I'll go
mentions?
quick. Star Wars Force Unleashed, really great game.
New good Star Wars game, yeah. Really good story,
are fun.
too. Darth Vader's apprentice.
Subnautica is a fun game. Jake got me into it. It's like
know that
explore a water planet that you just go underneath and you can create like submarines and stuff and go deeper. It's pretty fun. And then, yeah, the Harry Potter games were super fun.
Oh my gosh, Harry Potter 1, 2.
Yes.
Harry Potter, the Sorcerer's Stone, unbelievably awesome. The boxy faces, the
Alohomora.
bobbling heads, and then the second one had moving mouths, and you're like, oh, no, great, they're
Right.
talking.
And
Unbelievably
then
good, dude.
all the mobile
Spellcasting.
zombie games, Zombie
Wait,
Farm.
I just want to say really quick about the Harry Potter thing. I've already told you guys this, but when I was younger, I loved those Harry Potter games so much. Like, I wanted Fred and George to show up at church and just take me away. I was in the bathroom praying that they would come and take me away.
And his prayer was not answered. Just
So
for everyone
And I was
listening.
crying.
Never got
and I
his
was like,
owl invite. Jordan was like, I
I
know
wanted
Harry-
to go to Hogwarts
I know it exists. I know it's
because
real.
I loved that
Where's
game
my
so
letter?
much.
I've been running
Me and
into
Ty were
brick walls
obsessed.
ever since.
And it's platform and 9 3/4. Ugh. That is so sad, Jordan.
So, and then the mobile
Harry
game,
Potter,
the mobile
dude.
zombie games, Zombie Farm, Zombieville, USA, Plants vs Zombies.
Plants
Those
vs.
are super
Zombies,
fun.
yes.
Plants vs.
I wasted
Zombies.
so many hours. And
Yeah.
then my phone, when it updated, I lost everything. What? Yeah.
Are you
Millions
serious?
of hours. Just gone.
No way.
So you shouldn't laugh.
Oh,
So Jordan
that's
started,
so
okay.
like paying
cute.
attention to his wife and giving her attention.
Yeah. Now our marriage is doing much better. Now we're getting along much better
That's
now.
so
yeah.
funny. Okay, and then
love it.
So Legend of Zelda games, Twilight Princess, one of the best games ever.
Legend of Zelda.
Link's
I never
crossbow
got
training.
into Zelda. Yeah, I think they're cool. I just never got
Yeah,
into
Link's crossbow training on the Wii. You had to like aim at
Oh
the
my gosh,
screen.
yeah.
It was so much fun.
dumb.
it. It was so dumb. It was so dumb.
And then
What a cash grab.
Dragon Warrior Monsters. It was pretty much like the knockoff Pokemon.
The
But it was
knockoff-
so much fun on the Game Boy.
Grant, you
So
bred your
much
you were such a
fun.
creep. You would breed your monsters so that you create these like these
Because I got it on my emulator on my
monster
on my
hybrids.
laptop, and I played it so much, dude. It was
I'm not
so
gonna lie,
much.
that game is terrible because again, you couldn't like Pokemon. You could level your guys up. You could tap out at the most you could get from your guys, and you had to leave them behind
so dumb.
and trade them in for new monsters because you
Yeah.
could only level your monsters up so high, and then they were of no use to you anymore. That's insane. You had to let go of
Yeah.
monsters you grew so fetching attached to. You picked out cute little names for them, and you had to
Right.
release them or breed them, and then they were gone and made a new baby. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And then Bomberman, great games. And then
gosh.
Mario Tennis Power Tour on the Game Boy Advance. I freaking love that game.
Oh, dude, the Mario? Yeah, you play as the kid, and at the end, you can play as Mario characters, right?
Yeah. And then Guitar Hero is the last one I have.
Guitar Hero sucks.
Guitar Hero was great for like
Dude, that was
3
so much
years,
fun.
dude.
I hate
It was a
Guitar
good
Hero.
run.
Yeah.
Now those are filling landfills everywhere across the world. Oh, a bunch of plastic drum sets and drum kits and guitars. So the ones that weren't mentioned. So GoldenEye, I loved playing the
Yes.
64. We played this all the time. I literally peed the wall because I couldn't get my fast enough, and I peed all over my pants and all over the wall at Grandma and Grandpa's house. Or no, it was actually at our Aunt Gary and
Chris.
Chris's house. I'm very sorry,
Yeah.
but that was our grandparents' bathroom at the time. Grandma and Grandpa, if you're listening to this, I'm very sorry. I peed all over the wall. It was my fault. I didn't take credit for it. I apologize for it, but I'm still very sorry.
so
It was
funny.
because
I
of
thought
GoldenEye.
I did that and blamed it on you, but
We probably all peed on the wall playing GoldenEye because you play with DK, slappers only, and it was so funny. So fetching
That's
funny.
so funny.
And
Proximity's
then
mine's my
Kingdom
favorite.
Rush is like tower defense games. I love tower defense games.
yeah. That's
So
a
you
fun
mentioned
one.
Plants vs. Zombies. It's like that, but Kingdom Rush is like just such a clever design.
It's like Balloon Tower Defense, but
Yes.
different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All the tower defense games are just awesome. There's not enough of them, by the way, which we should make our own, dude. And then there's Solitaire. Okay, Cameron and I used to play against each other's times
Yeah.
for Solitaire.
I used to,
and we
I used to restart
I think we
every
got it
time
under
I
2
didn't have a
minutes, right?
good-
Yes.
Yeah, I got
Yes.
212 was my record.
212. I got under 2 minutes. It was like an hour, 1 minute and 58
57,
seconds or
yeah.
something like that, or 58. It was insane. It was like under 2
used
minutes
to play
playing
that all the
Solitaire.
time at church.
You just speed play, and you'd be like double tapping and trying to get all the cards through, and then you'd be like, yes. It was unbelievably fun. Tetris. I loved playing Tetris on my phone and on the spin spin iPad when you had the wheel on the video iPod. So gratifying playing Tetris. It's awesome. Pretty messed up too though, because you'd be like, I'm pretty sure it's right, and if you even moved your thumb just a little bit, it's right next to where you wanted to drop it. It's so unsatisfying. It's bad. It's bad. And then of course, when I was a kid playing Minesweeper, I don't know why this game is insane.
Yeah.
Gives me a panic
one.
attack. I see a big number 4 or 5. I'm like, ooh, let's push the ones next to it. I didn't realize that it meant that's the number of mines that are connected to this.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought it meant points.
I thought it meant points. I'm like, ooh, this is cool. Number 4. And then you guys already mentioned Jedi Academy. Love that game. The last one was, so when Jordan and I were younger, we used to watch a screensaver for like the first computer we ever owned. It's not a video game, but there'd be like a little
the
motorbike
window
guy
thing?
that would fly across the screen, and he would jump like school buses. He'd jump over rings of fire.
Line Rider is one of the greatest games ever.
Oh, Line Rider, that's hilarious.
Yes,
Yeah, I
I
didn't think of the
forgot
online
about
games. But yeah, it was a screensaver. And then there would be like mouse races where they literally have rat races. They have rats riding around in this little course race, and you make bets on which one you thought was going to win out of the 4 colors. It was insane. Like, had flying toasters, you know. You guys all know what I'm talking about. Yeah. We would watch screensavers for entertainment. That's how bored we were. So how far we've come to becoming leader of Mordor, or, you know, the orc army or whatever.
We used to go to arcades, Ty, a lot too.
Oh my gosh, the arcade. Nickelcade.
Yeah.
Dude, playing Metal Slug 3 and nearly peeing my pants when you turn into a zombie and you barf or whatever. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude, I remember
Unbelievably
playing
fun games.
Galaga on Dad's of his work phone. It was like the most legendary thing ever. He had Galaga, and I was like, and I just
Galaga.
with the, and
Video
it,
games on a phone?
Pac-Man,
yeah,
Dig Dug,
and it
all
has
these great games,
stylus
dude.
too, and I was like, this is crazy. And every time Dad would come from work, I'm like, Dad, let me see your phone.
Dad, give me your phone. Guys, this has been awesome. Video games, awesome. They defined the 90s, dude. When you were a 90s kid, video games defined your life.
Even
and
if
they
you're a
still do
2000s
this
kid
day.
like me, it defined you as well.
Yep, no, for sure. Well, guys, this has been Futro Hidden Movie Gems. Thanks for tuning into this episode. This was great fun. We're bringing to you the 200th episode, folks. We're still going strong. None of us are weaning an
Canceled
energy
yet.
or... We're not going anywhere, baby. Woo! We're here to stay. So, guys, leave us an email, futuremovies@gmail.com. Tell us a movie that you'd like us to review, or what's your thought? What's your favorite video game of the past, or one that you play today? And leave us an email, leave us a comment, leave us a 5-star review. Check us out on Instagram. Jordan does hilarious recaps of like the best
Highlight
of each
videos.
episode. Highlight videos are super funny to listen to. Jordan's just constantly cackling of laughter. That's my best work, you know. That's my stand-up routine. I'll just take all that and make it my stand-up routine someday. So anyway, this has been Future Hidden Movie Gems, signing out. Peace.
Bye.
Well.